Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another evening of CCS. It is our Thursday playoffs upper bracket, and we have one hell of a match tonight. It is the Goldfish Gamers against Dorado Gaming Gamma. Love Me is my color caster with me tonight. Love Me, how are you doing? How do you feel about tonight's match? Are you excited? Are you hyped? I mean, you can tell I am. I got all orange all over the place, man. A little bit of
Yeah,
bias here.
yeah, you've got all the orange and I've got all the black and gold, ironically. I'm super excited about this matchup because it is GFG and Dorado, two of the most popular orgs in the CCS, as well as I get the cast of my good friend Redacted. So it is all going to be great today.
Yeah, and yep, this was a pairing that should have happened sooner. Elsa, thank you very much. But you know what? We're here now. We got me and you on this cast here, and once again, we have a really exciting match. And just because I know these teams are getting ready, let's get into it a little bit. Let's just give our viewers a little bit of a brief recap of our two teams here and what's just going on. So Goldfish Gaming are coming off a pretty quick swift series against second place team Reign of Kings. Their series went to 4 games. They won in a 3-1 victory, and it's been a pretty smooth ride for them so far. I would say this is going to be their biggest challenge as of right now in these playoffs. In this upper bracket here, Dorado Gamma are one of the projected favorites to win the entire competition here. So definitely this would be a sight to see for Goldfish Gaming and a very critical test.
Yeah, and the big thing is coming into this is that Dorado and GFG have played against each other so many times. I believe this will be either the third or fourth time that these two organizations have actually clashed between the Diamond and the Platinum teams. They first met at Platinum Worlds, and now they're playing against each other at in this CCS matchup, which is going to be a pretty big matchup. I mean, in my opinion, I think whoever wins this goes to the finals automatically. I think they'll just wipe the other side of the bracket. So this is gigantic as far as matchups go, and it should be one of the closest matchups in playoffs, in my opinion.
Okay, love me. That's a pretty bold prediction there. I mean, I wasn't gonna go that far, but I mean, if you are going to, that's fine. But I know we have some more things for our guests here tonight, our viewers. We actually have stats, and we have those stats on graphics. So let's just get right into it. Kyle, what are we looking at here on our first graphic here?
So on our first nice slide, also shout out to Glaforshal for the stats on this day. Obviously, whenever you're looking at these two teams have been fairly dominant as far as in their games. They both have winning records overall. The thing is that you're going to look at a lot of different things, but the thing is that Dorado Gaming Gamma have been so dominant. You can see here, I mean, the Barons and the Rift Heralds are definitely something that is just majorly off between these two teams. Baron percentage for Dorado Gaming Gamma, 82%, and you see GFG there, only 59%, and the Rift Heralds going over as well, 80% to Dorado Gamma, and 48% going over to GFG.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's just shows how much how much Dorado Gamma is the projected favorite. Let's just move on into our next one though, because I know we have plenty more. So go ahead and break this one down for us as well, Kyle, or Love Me. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got you. So this one's going to list out your game times, your deaths, your kills per game, and then also just obviously the game records. You can see that Dorado Gamma have only lost one series heading into this, but they've only lost those 2 games that they did drop in that series as well. Average game time's a little lower, but they do average significantly less deaths for Gamma. GFG, known athletes on the Rift. They love to run it down. They love to get a lot of kills, which I think will make this a lot more exciting going into these games.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. It's gonna be very exciting. Yeah, those deaths for games. When I saw that after you were done drafting it up, I was just really shocked. I was like, damn, that's a pretty big discrepancy.
Yep.
But once again, we do know that Goldfish, they play hard as well as they win hard. So those deaths do sometimes just come from their very aggressive play. So it does match up, and it doesn't surprise me. But that on the other end, once again, Dog Gamma, that just shows as well, like they're very, I guess you could say, methodical within their gameplay and how they choose when to die. A good death versus a bad death. Essentially, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, very selective about how they do die. It is definitely, I mean, this team shows in the stats why they are so dominant. I mean,
Mhm.
you can just see it right here. Slow game times with low deaths per game, as well as having way higher kills per game. So you can see this team is very selective about how they die. They likely only die during essential team fights where you will find some deaths. But at the same time, I mean, they're getting tons of kills per game.
Exactly. And now let's just get into our individual lanes, right? We got
Yeah.
plenty of laners here. So first we're gonna go from the top to the bottom, obviously. Starting with the top lane, we got Hasm against Matt G.
Yep, Hasm versus Matt G. And this is something that is, this is going to be one of those more looked at matchups as far as we are concerned. You've got something like, I mean, you can see these two players are these two players are fairly different as far as the way that they play the game. Matt G is more of that facilitating top laner. He will be there. He is a consistent part of your team. He will be consistent in team fights, and he will always be ready to sacrifice himself for somebody else. Whereas Hazem is this mega lane dominant split pushing top laner that likes to get a lot of CS, a lot of gold, does tons of damage, but will also find himself getting picked off a lot. You can see the most significant difference between these two is that death share. Hazem has a 35% chance to be the one in the graveyard for his team, which is immaculate. It's one of the highest numbers in the entire stats.
Wow. That's pretty big there, but I mean, Matt G's stats are looking pretty good. Cause the narrative around him has been that he has been more of the weak side for Goldfish as of recently. Adopting that role that Peanut once shared prior to the split of when Goldfish went to the Diamond League as well. So, I'm actually pretty surprised that his KDA is that high.
Absolutely. And next, we'll be looking at the jungle matchup. And this is something that I thought was extremely different
Mhm.
is that Rare Candy's KDA as a jungler is 8.76. As a jungler, that is insane. You think of junglers as like these people that like to die a lot, or that they'll be in a lot of team fights and they'll be looking for objectives or risky invades. But Candy just seems to stay alive and also gets involved a lot. You can see everything else is fairly similar between these two junglers.
I gotta go look at the real stat sheets real quick because that is
It is,
for sure. That's not
yeah.
bad math, right?
It is nuts that Rare Candy's KDA is that high. The thing that is also amazing to me is that despite how much Mossy dies, she also apparently gets tons of kills and assists. Mossy has
Oh
like
yeah,
100 kills this season, which is, I think, almost statistically more than any other jungler in the entire league. So that is something that I thought was really interesting as well.
yeah. Both of these junglers are going to be very priority and pivotal picks, pivotal selections for their team. For Goldfish, some would say that they live and die by their jungler Mossy. She can be a feast or famine jungler, depending on the pick and how the tempo does come from the jungle for both of these teams here. So we will see how crucial and how targeted the jungle will be in drafts here. Let's move on to the mid lane.
The mid lane matchup. And I tell you what, this one's going to be a banger. Not really in lane, but from watching these two players play, you can see they both have kind of the similar role in their teams. They are the consistent late game option for their team. Kush plays a little more of this less carry oriented role. He is more of a stonewall mid laner. He really likes to make it so that your mid laner does not have the chance to carry out a game. Whereas Kaiser, even though Kaiser does not do that much in lane, Kaiser's biggest strength is having these later game carries, such as Vladimir. You've got the Vigar as well. And he is just super efficient at using these champions, dealing the damage. You can see here 30% of his team's damage comes from him, and also 67% kill participation
Yeah.
with this mid laner.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're in the server, the joke Kaiser and the +4 words they're not for nothing. That shows that this mid laner for Goldfish Gaming is a very important member and very does a lot for the team and just has that carry potential. It may not seem like it, but Kaiser has been a pretty great addition to Goldfish Gaming this season for sure. And moving on to the bot lane.
All right, bot lane, which I think is actually the matchup of this series. Between these two AD carries, the differences are not very huge between them. They have similar KDAs, similar CS per minute. Your gold per minute is definitely right there, and their damage is not anywhere different. However, I feel like both of these bot laners play a huge role in this matchup, because what's going to happen is that I believe, and I just looked at stats, Dog has him up in the top lane, only has a 7% jungle pressure rating. So he is never seeing Rare Candy up there. Rare Candy goes up there maybe once or twice per laning phase, but everywhere else is sitting around Kush, sitting around the bot lane, walking around with 17 as well. But just looking at these two AD carries, they're both super viable as later game carries, as well as your mid game options. They deal consistent damage in every single team fight. The champ pulls are not similar, but that's what makes bot lane really fun for everybody. And I'm excited to see how this is going to go.
Absolutely, indeed. I mean, once again, Dirt has been somewhat underrated, under the radar for Goldfish Gaming, but he has definitely been a solid performer for this squad as well. But Carino, touted by some as the best, if not the top 3 AD carries in this league. I mean, granted, because Joker's here, right? So Joker in the Wednesday conference, Diamond champion as well. So some would like to remove him. And so you could say Carino is the best AD carry in the league currently. And it will definitely be a very tough test and a very interesting matchup between Dirt and Carino here. And now to finish it off with our wonderful supports who make it all happen for our AD carries.
Absolutely. Make it happen for the AD carries, but also the entire team. The biggest difference between these two the biggest difference between these two players is that Justin, or 17, my bad, I know him as Justin. 17 is somebody that is liable to run around the entire map to make things happen for his team. He's a very vocal player. He very much likes to get out with Rare Candy and set up these plays that aren't often looked for. He is very much from that roaming style of support. He loves stuff like the Rakan, for example, whereas Oreo Murderer is this more consistent. He likes to play his enchanters. He likes to be the control player of his team. You can see they both have super similar stats. 17 KDA is ridiculous, at 9.83. And you can also see it. KP at 15, 17 has the lead on Oreo Murderer, which means he gets more active early. 57% KP at 15 is just ridiculous in my opinion. Whenever you have so many
support too,
whenever you have so many solo kills from the top side from Hazem.
Yeah, both of these supports will be we'll look to see if Oreo will try to match 17 across the map when they make those early roams, or if they'll look to possibly punish Carino in the bot lane when 17 leaves. Because I mean, if he's elsewhere on the map affecting a different lane, then obviously you have the potential to punish the dog Gamma bot lane there. But I mean, man, this is exciting, and I'm glad we had these stats. I didn't look at these before you had them ready, so yeah, that was crazy. But those are some great stats there. And once again, thank you, Glacial, for finally getting them to us. It's awesome to have more information on our players and our league as we progress through these playoffs here.
Absolutely is now. We do finally get into the draft. Dorado Gamma deciding to ban away the Tristana from Goldfish Gaming. I believe that's both for Kaiser and for Dirt, as both of those players do play that. Goldfish Gaming responding immediately, getting rid of the Aatrox from Hazem.
Absolutely. Hazem, dominant force. Aatrox, a dominant champion with those sweet spots, with the three Qs there, and Shyvana being banned as well. Of course, we saw Gamma banning the Celia. I'm glad they did it because we know Mossy is a menace on that champion. They don't want to deal with it, and they get it out of here. Vladimir also being taken off the board. Kaiser has played the Vlad quite a few times, and it is a really powerful pick in the late game. And Goldfish Gaming removing the Seraphine, Sarah Queen, as dubbed by some.
Yep, was actually speaking with Goldfish just a little bit before we got into this series, and they said that they're looking for that Poppy pick. They think that this is the pick that will match into something like this Camille very well. So I do like to see them picking up. It means that they have a lot of confidence with what they are picking. And also you can see Kaiser, signature Vigar, he's just going to sit in lane, press his Qs, get the primordial evil stacks, and be this later game carry for his team.
Absolutely, but God Gamma here with the Ziggs and Trundle on B2 and 3. So I would assume as of right now, this Ziggs is a flex pick. I mean, typically, as of recently, we have seen it more in the bot lane. That does not discount that it can go into the hands of OG Kush there. So I'm very curious, but I'm somewhat leaning towards mid lane for the Ziggs here, actually, because of the Vigar pick being revealed now. So, but we'll see. As
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Misfortune also being picked up. Dirt really loving this champion, and now that you can also go, there's that buff that just came in for us, so you can go a brand new build. You can go the crit build again, and it works just as fine. Big shout out to OG Kush here for picking up what people assume to be his one trick for some reason. That everybody thinks that OG Kush just only plays Ziggs, so it is fun to see him finally get that pick out because he doesn't normally get to see it. But Yuumi being banned away, Hecarim is going to be the next ban. That is an essential ban, I think, for this series because both Dog Gamma and Goldfish Gaming play that Hecarim. So I think we're going to see that banned and or picked basically every single game this series.
Wow. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. So thank you for educating me on that. As we see the Lucian ban, Lucian Yuumi for Goldfish Gaming, Hecarim, once again banned, and we are awaiting the last ban here from Dog Gamma, and it will be J4. So definitely the jungle pool has been targeted quite a bit. 3 jungle bans, I guess you could say, if you exclude the mid or any other flex picks for those champions there from Dog Gamma. So they're really paying their respects towards Mossy and trying to limit her pool of what champions are viable.
Yep, would like to see something more engaging with the Misfortune, but you can pick stuff that are enchanters. I'm wondering what they go with. They actually decide to save R5 support. So Oreo Murderer has the chance to get this counter pick in, and Kane being picked up is crazy to me. That just means Poppy is definitely going into the hands of Matt G, which is a signature champion of his, and Mossy gets to chill on her Kane. She loves this champion. She's been talking about it a lot, has a lot of faith that she'll be able to make the difference with this pick.
Wow. Yeah. I've never seen Mossy Kane, so this is exciting for me. I'm really excited to see how that's gonna pair up and shape out to be. As Carino will get the Aphelios here, so that means we should expect to see Dog Gamma with some type of, there it is, either a hard gauge support or an enchanter, as enchanters have been the name of the game, the priority pick in the meta currently. But with this Aphelios, hard engage isn't a bad pairing, as well as the Leona will be locked in for Dog Gamma here. So that just means we leave counter pick for the support, actually, which you don't usually see too often in drafts, but it's nice to see a change for the counter pick being going to the support for once.
Absolutely. And we do see it here. Oreo Murderer on the signature Renata Glask loves to play this champion, one of his favorite champions in CCS Plat. So I'm happy to see him on it. There's a lot of melee on the team or on the side of Gamma, as well as a lot of dive in. So whenever you have something like the Renata, you can just throw out your ultimate. I showed it off perfectly on stream last night that this pick is still very strong despite the nerfs coming through.
Oh, look at you trying to flex. No, but what nerfs were applied to Renata Glass, because I haven't read the patch notes.
You want me to pull up the patch notes real quick?
Go ahead. You said she got nerfed, so I would assume you know what happened because you're a support main.
Yeah, I think that basically she just got her health changed, but
Oh,
hey,
that's it. Oh, okay.
nothing significant. However, I do still like the pick. There's a lot of engage on the enemy team. You've got something like the Trundle. Trundle doesn't have a lot of mobility. He just has his pillar to keep his way on, or to get his way onto you. So if you're throwing out something like the hostile takeover, it is good enough to affect an entire team fight, because if you're able to get Camille off of you, Trundle off of you, Leona off of you, you can easily just place Vigar Cage around some people, and they're just all trapped, and Misfortune goes absolutely ham in those situations.
Yeah, absolutely. That will be something that Dorado Gamma will have to manage and what's the word I'm looking for? Manage and just be aware about, like you can't just walk into these neutral objectives thinking you're going to own the entire space. You have to be aware of that event horizon from Kaiser there. Keep in awareness on the cooldown and just make sure you don't get trapped into that wombo combo for this from the side of Goldfish Gaming here. But looking at Dorado Gamma's draft as well, it gives me somewhat of a split push vibe. I see them definitely leaving Hazem in the side lane, because we know Camille, once she gets to that point, Matt G probably will need a lot of help to deal with Camille in the mid to late stages of the game, because the Camille scaling and damage output will just be a lot more than what Poppy can handle, as she is going more of that tank build. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how both of these teams will match up and shape up in the early game, and how that will progress in the later stages of the game.
And I just really want to shout it out. Hazem and Matt G are on what should be their two most comfortable champions. Matt G has shown a lot of proficiency on the Poppy, but Hazem in solo queue, at least, mostly because he doesn't get to see this champion very often in comp. He is a monster Camille player. I mean, the win rates show it in solo queue. He's definitely putting in the work as far as having the mastery of this champion. So I'm excited to see how he finds his way around Poppy and Vigar, because those two picks can keep the Camille out. But if anybody is able to do it, it's going to be Hazem on his signature pick.
Awesome. And love me. This just makes me think then of what I mean, you briefly touched it on the top lane, but I want to go more bird's eye view. So what do you think is the strategy overview for Goldfish Gaming compared to Gamma here?
I think that Goldfish Gaming are going to go for more of this team fighty, very scrappy comp. I mean, you've got something like the Kane, which is able to stay alive a long time in
Which
backlines.
Kane do you think Mossy will go?
Red Kane. That's my only observation. I mean, that's the only thing that I can see working here. Shadow Kane would work, but I'm thinking that you
Or
want
purple?
the Red Kane. Yeah,
Is
or you
purple
could go,
still a thing?
or you could just stay as base Kane and, hey, I mean, shy to Kane, man. I don't know. But you've got the Wombo combo comp obviously coming out from GFG. There's a lot of survivability. There's a lot of CC on their side. You've got Renata Glass to kind of help out your Misfortune. But then on the other side, you've got Dog Gamma, who have a lot of wave clear. They also have great split pushing, and their team fighting is nothing to slouch on. Leona can interrupt the MF ult as soon as it comes down. I mean, with her ultimate as well. So I would like to see how Dog Gamma actually execute their comp, because I feel like their comp is a little harder to execute than the side of GFG.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. Absolutely. GFG's comp is pretty, I would say, one and done, whether it's on offense or defense, right? Because those ultimates from the Vigar, Misfortune, and Renata can be used for both sides of attack and defense. Once again, as a start for Dog Gamma, it's kind of once that Leona hits that ultimate there, You don't get that once again. She still has the Zenith Blade with the Q there to stun and trap at least one champion on the map, but that solar eclipse there will be used up if it doesn't connect with multiple members of Goldfish Gaming. So definitely Dog Gamma will have to manage and prioritize how they want to approach these team fights and neutral objectives when they are on the rift here. And love me, I gotta ask you, as we are approaching break time here,
Mhm.
predictions. Do you want to predictions?
Predictions.
Yeah.
Uh, man, let's go controversial with the first game. I have said before that whoever
Uh,
wins the first game of this series will take control over the series. I'm going to go with GFG for this first game.
okay. GFG. All righty. Well, if GFG win this game, maybe it was probably due to their superior draft. And you know what helped them with their draft?
Hmm.
I'll tell you what. Pro comps. Pro comps is a first of its kind drafting tool aimed at competitive and solo queue play. It allows the user live feedbacks and gives you analysis while you're in game and lets you know what to pick, notes on matchups, and analysis on the enemy's team wins conditions. So keep that in mind. Use the code CCS for 50% off on your first 3 months. Once again, CCS for your 50% off on your first 3 months. That is Pro Comps. And with that being said, we're going to cut to a short break as we prepare for our Game 1 Dog Gamma against Goldfish Gaming. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, for Game 1, Goldfish Gaming against Dorado Gaming Gamma. Dorado Gamma on the blue side, Goldfish on the red, and we just have ourselves a 5-champ lineup here in the middle of the Rift. No shenanigans, but if you are a regular on the Thursday streams, you know I love to ask my color caster, love me, any runes or summoner spells that look suspicious to you, or everything, pretty normal, pretty good.
So,
Thoughts?
what you will notice this game, if you have been an MF enjoyer before this patch, is that you will notice that MF now goes for this PTA rather than your Comet, which is common before this patch. But now that Crit MF is back, you're able to go for more of this attack speed, more trade oriented PTA rune instead. That is the only thing that I really have to say, though.
Gotcha. Yeah, Crit MF making her reappearance on the Rift here. We'll see how much of a difference that is compared to Poke MF, which wasn't bad. I saw some very interesting builds yesterday. I saw the Leandries Poke MF build. Typically, you see Eclipse on her, but so that was really interesting. We'll probably expect to see, I would assume, Gale Force or Kraken this time, right?
Gale Force of Kraken.
Awesome. Yeah. But as of right now, both of our junglers starting on the top side of the map here. So we see Kane, of course, getting that solo leash by himself, taking the red buff. Trundle working on the wolves. Depending on where their pathing leads them, we might see them actually both fight. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Trundle started on the bottom side of the map. They both did.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we might actually see them fight over this top lane scuttle, which, if that does happen, Trundle should have the advantage over Kane in the 1v1 matchup early game. Isn't that correct?
Yes, it depends on who's able to move first as the top laner. Matt G has the lane priority at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Kane is no slouch when it comes to early game dueling, but you've got to remember that you're against a Trundle. Matt G is really going to be in a hurting spot right now because he is shoving into this top lane matchup. Trundle pathing around, trying to find where Mossy is,
And they will find each other. Mossy and Rare Candy dueling in the river here. Pillar comes out. Mossy will just dissuade Trundle from progressing any further, but there was the flash stun. Flash from OG Kush, who will get out alive by the skin of his teeth there. The Ziggs gets to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
No first blood on the map just yet.
Kush really was unfortunate stepping onto the event horizon there, found himself stunned for quite a bit of time. But now we do see Trundle is making the wraparound towards mid lane.
Yep, Trundle making the wraparound. There's the pings. Kaiser. Oh, directed cam is trolling us. Kaiser will flash away. Oh, there's more violence on the rift, though. Mossy and 17 will connect. 17 will just be pushed back for a bit, but nothing comes of it. The support gets out. Mossy will continue to path away, taking this bot lane scuttle, and Trundle will continue to clear out his chickens.
Yeah, Trundle and Kane getting very active very early in this game. Mossy, she wants to try to get her form as quick as possible and doing whatever she can to get to that point. Matt G kind of keeping this lane to where it's stuck at Hazem or closer to Hazem's side. And you can see now Trundle making his way down, helping out the bot lane, shove in this wave so that it's not just perma-frozen.
Absolutely. As Hazem gets the hook shot in on Matt G. Matt G will have to use the Demacian ability there to gain some space and boost up those defenses. Will now be in a slightly precarious situation in this top lane here. Camille, once again, has such early game damage that you just have to be aware of your health bar so that way you don't get chunked out. And she has Ignite.
Yeah, and Matt G opted to go for the corrupting pot, so he'll have a little more dueling stats in the early game, but it doesn't matter because Camille is able to do tons of damage. But now we do see Mossy making her way up towards the top side, and Hazem has to be aware that this is happening.
Yeah, Hazem might be aware. Mossy going for the gank will get the slash there, some orbs to bolster
17.
up that form. 17 gets the flash ignite on Kaiser Uwu here. Event Horizon to stun the Leona and prevent Kush from moving forward. Kaiser will be able to walk away. No first blood on the map just yet, still for either side 5 minutes into this game, but they have both tried and failed.
Matt G down a bit of CS, but not too far down where it's unmanageable at the moment. You do get the flash out from 17, so you have to imagine that Mossy's going to look to kind of key onto that bot lane without either of them having flash at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As now, look at that. Rare Candy is pathing up towards Matt G here, who will be spotted out due to that control ward. We see the pings, Matt G backing up. But of course, he's losing out on CS potentials. Has him already 17 CS above. Matt, 17, unaware, a real murderer, just harassing.
Oh,
Oh,
Matt
and
G caught. Oh,
G caught with the Hextech ultimatum there, but will knock away Hasm with the ultimate. Rare Candy still choosing to fight Matt G. This trundle damage that early into the game. Oh, man. Jeez. Matt G is just not having a good time in this top lane currently.
yeah, Matt G saving himself with the ulti, and now Kush pushing up onto Kaiser. Kaiser, no mana at all. Ult comes down.
OG Kush with the mega explosive bomb there will not be able to burst out Kaiser. This is such a game of inches in terms of like this first blood here. So whoever gets that's going to be pretty happy that they finally were able to secure the kill.
And now we do see Mossy secures up the Scuttle Crab, and both of these junglers trying to stay as active as possible. Mossy finding a little bit of a lead with her CS at the moment.
Yeah, Mossy once again does have a bit of advantage in CS compared to Rare Candy here. As Hasm pushes in Matt G underneath his turret, will back off, going to recall and spend some gold here. The gold only about 200 in favor of Gamma right now, so despite the discrepancy in the top lane, most of the other lanes are staying even, or at least near each other in terms of CS. So it's not too detrimental just yet that the fact that Hasm has such a gold advantage over Matt G. But if this continues and if Gamma does start to find picks across the map, they could quickly snowball and run away with this.
Yes, Event Horizon did land there for Kaiser, so got a little bit of poke down. I love the way that GFG bot lane is playing right now. They're keeping it so that the enemy bot lane has to continuously walk up, which is making it hard for Aphelios to continue CSing. He has to miss some CS in order to walk back because he's scared of a possible gank coming out. So I love the way that GFG bot lane are playing at the moment, and Mossy doing her job well, which is just keeping up ahead of Trundle with the CS.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we see Ping in the mid lane, Rare Candy and OG Kush, they're looking for a potential pick on Kaiser. Not at this time, as now they're rotating towards this Inferno Drake here. Dog Gamma does have the push on bot lane, and they will rotate towards this Inferno Drake. It should go over to Gamma without any issues, as Matt G is now pushing the priority in his favor in the top lane here. Mossy now working on that Rift Hero there, as you see on the mini map there. So they're going to trade these neutral objectives on the opposing sides of the Rift currently.
Yes, they will. As Trundle not able to dive quite this early into the game, Matt G taking his health bar basically almost to halfway from the Hasm Qs, but a Scissor Lady can only do so much damage to you before she has to back away without the priority from her team. Mossy picking up the Rift Herald.
Yeah, absolutely. That precision protocol there does quite a bit of damage and gives Camille a shield too. So it's kind of annoying, but
Shield coming out, Matt G.
We're going to continue Matt G using that Demacian standard there. That presence that is, as Hasm will get the first blood with the assist of the Ignite there. Pretty easy kill over for the side of Dog Hasm. And now Matt G just going to be put further behind in this lane here. Once again, love me, that this is part of the win condition that I was mentioning is Hasm is going to become a problem. Look at the CS already. Look at the gold that Hasm has over Matt G. already 1,000.
Yeah, Hazem definitely playing this early lane perfectly. He's controlling the wave so that Matt G is not able to push up any further onto his turret. So there's no extra gold being made. He's frozen out the wave just right outside of that range. So Matt G has to just continuously take poke until Hazem can look for the kills.
Yep. And I don't think, honestly, I think, we kind of said it in the pre-show. Matt G will probably play the weak side here. We probably won't see much jungle attention coming out from Mossy to assist Matt G unless there's like a freeze or something. But at the same time, Mossy hasn't been as active across the rift as he was previously. But hold that thought, as Rare Candy will path towards Matt G. He should be spotted on this control ward here. Will Matt G see it? The answer is yes. Steadfast Presence pop. Hook shot does connect as the pillar. Hook shot does not connect as the pillar goes wide as well. Matt G will flash. Subjugate activated. Matt G will live. So, yeah, I think we see what Dog Gamma's intentions are in this early game right now.
Yeah, they're definitely playing towards more of this try to get Candy out and active as often as possible. And that is what Candy is doing. He already took the dragon number 1 for them. So now Candy just kind of making his way around. Mossy is CSing fine, and that's all good. But Candy is saying, I'm going to put down pressure for my team.
Mossy hasn't transformed yet, though, and it's almost 12 minutes into the game. I wonder if we could check his status here.
As Carino did get rooted up there. Dirt 2-1-2 continuing on. Mossy top lane.
Mossy is top lane. I wonder if Hazem saw him. That was really close, but the answer is no, because Hazem is continuing to push forward. The slow does land. Hook shot from Hazem here to escape. Flashes the tent emoji, and Mossy will back off. And that is a lie. Mossy's only ganked up there like twice now in this entire 12-minute game so far. So I call false on the emote.
Yep, as Kaiser walking away from this gank in mid lane.
Yeah, Kaiser walking away. And yeah, just, despite the fact, once again, that the kill is only 1-0, the gold is still only about 300 in Gamma's favor. But, right now we're saying that like it's not a bad thing, but I think it'll really show its rear when they get into a team fight. But Mossy may have found himself in a bad situation, but bullet time in the ultimate connect from Oreo Murderer. Dirt will take out Rare Candy, the jungler for Gamma here. Gamma on the retreat as Goldfish have won the team fight in the jungle currently. Gamma, they're looking for more. The Aphelios Gravitum ult does connect. Will he use the stun, the root? The answer is no. Kaiser who flashes forward and slays Carino. Primordial Burst taking it, the 80 for Gamma, but Hazem slaying Matt G in the top lane once again.
Yeah, Hazem going big on the top side, getting that solo kill onto Matt G, just kind of walking up and giving him the auto. Mossy went big in that team fight, actually, and I think got a ton of stacks for her passive, as well as Kaiser flashing over the wall and making sure that it's not just a straight up even trade, getting Carino off of the map and also getting some money into his pocket.
Absolutely. But that was such a great fight from the side of Goldfish Gaming. It looked bad at first. We're not gonna lie. Mossy was about to die. He got ignited. The Trundle was thwacking him with his pillar there, but she was able to live. So kudos and well played, well cool head from Mossy there. But Matt G just being punished once again in this top lane, but might find the punish on Hazem here. Yeah. Chooses not to, needs to get some CS and build up some more gold, as his pockets are that much more lighter than Hazem's there.
Yeah, Matt G kind of in a sad spot at the moment. Hazem running over this top lane matchup, and the poppy pick is just not going well. Mossy.
Mossy was looking for the fight. I don't know if it was the right one, as the ultimate will connect bail. Mossy does live, as Kaiser Uwu was able to take out the Dog Gamma support. They take out the jungler for Goldfish Gaming as well. 1-for-1 currently for both sides. Dirt is looking for more. OG Kush trapped in the event horizon there. Carino will be chunked out by Dirt, as OG Kush was shook by Oreo Murder. Double kill given over to the 80 of Goldfish Gaming. Goldfish making Gamma pay for their mistakes. Hazem, though, fighting Matt G in this top lane. Matt G at a 16th of his health bar. Keeper's verdict goes wide. Hazem walking Matt G down. He will use the slow to deter Hazem from trying to get this kill. Matt G walks underneath his turret. Hazem gets the kill. Hazem on the killing spree. 3-0-0 for this Camille. Goldfish Gaming get the Ocean Drake.
Yeah, Camille, absolutely massive at the moment. In fact, the only reason why Goldfish do not have a gold lead at the moment is because Camille is currently up 3,000 gold on Matt G's Poppy. So that is an insane thing. We look at the team fight here. Mossy immediately goes in, buys some time with the ultimate, and you can see her. She gets the Renata bailout, decides to do more damage. Rare Candy kind of has to back off. But as soon as you see Dirt come up here, Trundle's not able to re-engage, and Kush has no cooldowns. Carino finds himself in the wrong spot. Dirt does tons of damage, drops the ulti, and then Kush ultimately goes down as well. Tried to use the little bomb to go over, but didn't make it.
Mossy might go down next. Bailout, Mega Inferno bomb does connect. Mossy will be able to live and walk it out. She lives to fight another day at this time. Matt G now here in the middle. Awesome. Looking for it. The ultimate from Leona connects. Dirt is just blasted. And Matt G will go down next. The Ignite connects. Oreo Murderer. Oh, man. What happened there? For the side of Goldfish Gaming, Matt G will not go down. I forgot he is a Poppy and does have some tanky stats now. So we'll be able to live here just a little bit longer and recall to fight another day.
Man, I'm telling you, this is now snowballing in the favor of Gamma. Carino was able to just kind of farm on the bot side, also picked up a turret while he was there, and the team fight completely goes in the favor of Gamma, as well as now Mossy caught in no man's land.
Mossy in no man's land as the bomb connects and gets the knockup on Kush there. Will use the Umbra trash pass through 17. 17 flashes forward to his teammates for the assistance. Matt G saves Mossy, and she's able to live with... Is she? Oh no, the subjugate, I believe, is Aphelios ult from Carino blows up the Renata, but now Carino's in the event horizon with the primary burst to take him down. Goldfish Gaming not giving this up without a fight, punishing Gamma whenever they try to punish them as well. Hazem though find each other in the bush. Hazem tempting, but will not push forward for any more at this time. Gamma working on Shirley here, and they will get it without any contest from Goldfish Gaming.
Yep. And you see in the replay here, Mossy going really far forward, flashes so that they can get on to 17. Was able to stay alive just a little bit longer, gets the bailout, but ultimately goes down because of the subjugate and red buff ticking. So then goes down. Carino with an ultimate out of nowhere. Oreo Murderer just goes down immediately, gets hit by the event horizon, gets blown up. Goodbye. And that was the end of the team fight. Hazem looked for more on the backside, but wasn't able to quite find anything that looked good enough. Oreo Murderer now standing inside of this brush, and you've got to be scared if you're Oreo Murderer.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really bold from Oreo Murderer there. I don't know if he knew that Leona was there, but it's very, very, very bold because Kush and 17 can burst the Renata out much quicker than Dirt and Oreo could burst out either of them, just due to how much further ahead Gamma is currently at this time. But let me see. Cloud Drake is spawning in at minute 30 here. Oreo Murderer getting some burn damage. Mossy looking for a flank.
Mossy looking.
Connect. Oh, it's the bullet time, and they just slay 17. Mossy with these very creative ganks. Oh, man. That was really great from the side of Goldfish Gaming there. They are fighting back, getting these picks, but the gold at this time still in Gamma's favor just due to Hazem's superiority over Matt G at this time. But now they're looking to even the scales. We have 4 members chasing down a Camille. Flash from Kaiser. Ooh, the hook shot connects, but the stun. And this time, I will agree the tent emo is valid. Hazem gets out. Cloud Drake spawning in 50. Goldfish looking to reset. But Gamma already working on their tier 2 turret in the mid lane. Dirt has to be careful. Knocked up will flash away. Grabbing him connects. Nothing further coming from it. Gamma will look to get priority on this Cloud Drake here.
Yeah, the gravitum connected there, and that is why Dirt had to use the flash to get out of that situation. And, you know, we keep looking at it. Hazem is just able to make so much happen on the side lane and excellently using hook shot, which is something that not all Camille players can do. When you have the superiority on the Camille, it will make the differences. Now, we have a lot of action going on at the Dragon. Matt G has TP on top side. Let's see how this plays out.
Absolutely, Matt G currently working on the top side. Now recalling, actually, Cloud Drake is live. Oreo Murderer, TP coming out from Matt G here. I expect to see Goldfish look to use their abilities in a super
on the flank.
combo. Mossy on the flank, looking for a good angle. Will find it. Gets Carino, knocks up 3. Oh, and Matt G knocks away the trundle, but Haslem is able to take out Mossy. Goldfish do not have a jungler. The bomb comes. The Aphelios bullet time hits nothing as Camille and Haslem are just slaying all over these Goldfish gamers. Carino gets a kill. Kaiser will be able to take out Haslem, gets the shutdown gold. Kaiser walks back forward, looking for it. Will he be able to punish one? Answer is no. Kush flashes away, or a Murderer here to back up his mid laner. Goldfish will get out with 2, but Gamma get the Cloud Drake with 4.
Yes, that team fight was quite chaotic, and we do see it here. Actually, no, we don't, because it's a typical CCS L here as the replay does break. But you did see Mossy on the backside of that team fight was looking to get a flank around on the enemy team, but just wasn't quite able to find it fast enough. So then was just caught and died immediately. And it's just a sad day for Mossy because she went down almost immediately in that team fight.
Absolutely. And here's our replay. Actually, I trying to figure out which replay this one is. Okay, we're back to life.
We're back to life. Common CCSL.
It's not CCS if the replay feature does not break on stream at least once. But love me. Currently at this time, we do see Gamma. It's only about a 3K gold. 3K gold lead. I was about to say 300. I don't know why. 3K gold lead. What do you think Goldfish need to do here to try and balance the scales out? Try and gain the tempo once again in this game here.
I mean, really, if you're Goldfish, you look at this gold lead and you're like, wow, Gamma are actually playing super well. Is now Mossy actually going forward? Not going to find the knockup, so there won't be any more action. But you think about it. You look at how much this gold lead is. It's 3K gold. But then you take a look at how much of that individual gold is just on Hazem. And the fact that your 80 carry is down gold, as well as your mid laner being down gold, there is still a good chance that GFG can just take a fight here if they're able to find a way to get Hazem out of it fast.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, love me, like we both kind of have reiterated time and time again, Hazem is a menace on this Camille. Matt G cannot handle this side lane anymore by himself. He can just stem the bleeding, you know, slow it down a little bit. Mossy looking for the flash, will connect as well. Gets the knock up on Carino, unbuilt trespass into the 80k of Gamma there, who waits to grab with him and roots Mossy underneath the turret. Mossy a little too
Kaiser
reaches there, a little bit too aggressive. Kaiser dodges the Zenith blade there. Will trap himself in his own event horizon as Rare Candy will whack the Dark Yordle into the gray screen as Gamma now look to punish Goldfish for more. They are currently rotating toward this Baron. I think they're gonna go for it, love me, and they are.
Yeah, Mossy going a little too far forward there and does get punished. Now the Baron is on the table, and I don't think this is contestable if you are Goldfish Gaming. There's just no way. You only have Oreo Murderer and Dirt 212 over on that side of the map. They're going to look to get a little bit of farm, push out some waves, and then maybe, just maybe, take another team fight sometime else.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself, absolutely. And now Gamma with quite a substantial gold lead over the side of Goldfish Gaming here. They're going to look for these side lane turrets more than likely, or at least the bot lane turret, and probably pressure the mid lane here as the Cloud Drake will be spawning once again in about a minute and 42 here. Matt G finds Hazem in the bot lane by himself, will get the stun into the wall there, but the damage did nothing. Kaiser will TP only to give his life over to Gamma, Mossy, and Matt G. Now on the retreat. Keeper's Verdict charge. Rare Candy sent away as 17 misses the Zenith Blade there. So Gamma gets one. Goldfish Gaming get to keep their lives to fight another day as this Cloud Drake spawns in about a minute here.
Yeah, and those gold leads.
Oreo Murderer.
Dorado finding himself in a weird spot. Oh!
Flash. Gale Force. Flash from Carino. Oreo Murderer goes down. I did not know what was happening there. But now Goldfish, I'm sorry, excuse me, Gamma, they know what's happening, and they've decided they want the mid lane inhibitor here. They might, could they be greedy and try and end here?
I don't know about the greed for the end. They're maybe going to look for this bot lane turret. There's not much that you can do. Kaiser walking forward, actually. Carino doesn't have flash here.
Carino does not have flash as Hazem looks to harass Magi a little bit. Damage doing nothing at the time. Kaiser, keep your eye on this Vygar here. If he does land a great event horizon, that does have the opportunity to grit. Oh, Mossy was chunked out. Oh, Mossy will be chunked out.
Hostile takeover, man.
As well, Goldfish Gaming takedown 2. But they have lost 2 as well. It is a 3 versus 3. Dirt 2-on-2 putting a lot of damage down on 17 there. This crit misfortune is starting to scale quite dangerously. Carino, though, looking to duel the Goldfish Gamer ADC, who is now on the retreat. Gamma, they are looking for the end here. They want it, or at least they want the Nexus turrets. But this might be a bit too, over aggressive here, and they will retreat for the time being. Look to retreat, get this Cloud Drake, and then reset.
Yeah, looking to retreat as we do see the team fight here. I mean, what a perfect set of circumstances for Goldfish Gaming in this team fight. Mossy goes a little too far forward, but does buy time with the Kayn ultimate. Then you see the event horizon come down. The hostile takeover keeps a few inside of the bullet time. So they get 2 kills. 17 barely misses out on Dirt 2-1-2. You still got no flash on Carino, so there's not a lot of play potential. And that was maybe the perfect set of circumstances for GFG.
Absolutely the perfect stances for GFG. It was just really unfortunate that Mossy went down as well because, you know, it's 0-5-4 on this jungler. And we've said it before, Mossy is such a priority for Goldfish Gaming. You know, she definitely leads the tempo, and you can see that she's trying really hard to make these plays, but they're just not happening for her at the time where, you know, there's just slight miscommunication of when they are executing these plays here. So, and also Mossy is quite behind at this time, you know, only has 1 completed item, 1.5 if you include boots. So this Rosh Kayn is not as tanky and has as much lifesteal as we know it can, and be really annoying. Annoying here, you know?
Yeah, Rost is definitely an annoying champion to deal with, especially with the healing. But now, Mossy has to back off of this, and they all see that Hazem might be by himself in the bot lane. Mossy getting found by Rare Candy.
Mossy and Rare Candy find themselves in the top lane. Nothing comes of it, though. 17 was there to assist, but it was underneath the turret. So I think just a little harassed as Carino and Kush now lead the minions toward this top lane turret. And they will melt that turret pretty quick. I mean, we know what Ziggs does. Kaiser Uwu, though, looking to duel the Camille, or at least ward the Camille away, as Gamma now take down the tier 2 turret on the top lane here. They're approaching tier 3, this inhibitor turret.
And there's still, I mean, if I'm still looking at this, there's still hope for GFG here if they're able to find the right team fight. You've got a significant gold lead on Hazem, but nowhere else.
Oh no, handshake, it connects. Bullet time goes wide though, and Event Horizon will ward Rare Candy and the rest of his team away. They're going to take down the Gamma Jungler, where they're going to try to. He will be able to, as you see Hazem in the back, like Carino with the Moonlight Vigil almost bursting out 2 members of Goldfish. Hazem will be able to clean it up. Triple kill for Hazem here, and he's diving Magi underneath his inhibitor to Quadra Quill for Hazem. Will it be the Penta? No, as Kaiser is in base, but
Kaiser the homie.
Kaiser, is he gonna give it to him? Kaiser trying to kill Hazem here, working on it. Kush flashes forward. Gamma will take out these Nexus turrets, and Gamma will take game 1 in our best of 5 series.
And it's like I said, whenever we were about to get into this series relies so much on who can take this game number one. And we have seen it now. Gamma take the game number one in a very dominant fashion. Hazem takes complete control over the game. Now, the thing is that this happened a little bit differently than I thought it was going to actually go. Hazem completely stomped out that top lane matchup. Matt G had no chance, was down almost 5K gold at the end of it. So, it was very hard to play, but at the same time, you still did not have significant leads on your mid laner for Gamma or on your bot lane. So there were still chances for GFG to make the comeback. They just weren't able to do it. Hazem completely smurfs out the game. Definitely gets the MVP for that one.
Absolutely. Hazem putting on a phenomenal carry for who said topsiders were weak side, I mean, granted, if you give them the champions that can carry, they will perform. They should perform on it. And Hazem definitely was able to get it done for his team here in game one. Meanwhile, for the side of Goldfish Gaming, they will go back to the drawing board and contemplate what went wrong for them. I don't necessarily think their draft was an issue. It was just probably more so the execution. Mossy on that Kane was not able to be as effective as we would have liked. I mean, she did find great angles for some of these ganks, really creative pathing, but just unfortunately was put so far behind at that point that it was just really tough for them to find a way back into the game here.
Absolutely. And with that being said, Dorado Gamma up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. Will GFG be able to take back on the second game, or will Dorado Gamma continue their dominance? Find out after this break.
Welcome back, everyone, for game 2 of our 5-game series here. Dorado Gaming Gamma against Goldfish Gaming. Love me. What were your thoughts on how that game went? I'm gonna let you talk.
First game, obviously of the series, did not go the way of GFG, and it was just because Matt G fell really far behind, and Hazem was basically able to do whatever they wanted on the side in the side lane. So it made it extremely hard for Dirt 212 and also Kaiser to make differences in the team fight. Because as soon as Hazem broke into the back line, it was almost like the floodgates opened. It looks like
we are
draft
live
has
into
started.
draft, but
Yeah.
Prod did not get the link, so working on that real quick. And we will get into draft in just a bit here. Sorry about that, everyone. Once again, it's not CCS without a few Mickey Mouse hiccups.
Yeah, true.
But here we are into draft now, actually. Goldfish Gaming with the Aatrox Trund. Wow. Those are 3 champions that were literally played in game 1 that they have decided to take off the map now. And Dorado Gamma responding with the Talia and Vladimir. So now that leaves open for the side of Gamma, though, Seraphine, Shyvana, Yumi, Lucian. I mean, those were round 2 bans, the Yumi, Lucian, but that's a very, very different style of bans here, different priority for Goldfish Gaming, and they will lock in the Seraphine.
Absolutely. It could go mid, could go bot, could be support, but we do see Senna, Diana immediately being brought in, and I can only assume that they're going to look to go Yasuo on that R3 in order to lock down the Seraphine counter. Seraphine may be going support or mid, but definitely not bot lane, and Hecarim will be locked in for the first time in this series.
Yeah, and you said it before, Love Me, that Hecarim is a priority pick for both of these teams. It's either going to be locked in or it's going to be banned away. We see our first lock in here. Goldfish Gaming, they are serious. Not that they weren't, but they're serious with their draft this time around. They know what they want to play immediately, and they want these power picks that were taken away from them in the first game.
Yeah, and Yasuo, Diana, obviously, this is a comp, right? I mean, Yasuo and Diana can make an entire comp themselves. And something interesting about Dorado Gamma is that they actually run, I believe 17 plays the Senna whenever they play Senna bot lane. And Carino plays one of his picks rather than, the other way around, where
So
normally you have your 80, normally you have your 80 carry playing it. But Yasuo actually might be the bot lane pick, or it could be Ziggs. There's a lot of different flexes set up here.
Yeah, what is that? A triple flex currently for the side of Dog Gamma here. And a double flex for no. Well, we know double, because Seraphine, we don't know if she's going mid or as support just yet. We didn't touch on the bans as well. That's a five champ ban, right? Towards the top side, top in jungle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say they're all top laners, though, like, I'm totally fine with that. But that just shows the respect they are giving towards Hazem and Rare Candy. They have decided that mid lane and bot lane is not an issue for us. We can handle that just fine. We need to slim down the pool for their top side immediately, as Goldfish have banned out literally 5 champions that could be either in the jungle or in the top lane.
Yeah, the obviously they're trying to pinch down the top side of Dorado Gaming Gamma here. Victor going to be the response into what should be I believe it's going to be a Yasuo mid, but I don't know because Carino plays so many different champions. Set is going to be looked to get locked in here, and that Akali is definitely going top because that is a Matt G champion. He is normally athletic on this pick, though, so I would like to see how it goes. What do I mean by him being athletic?
Because I saw a Maggi at a Akali game. I casted the last one. Well, not the last one, but a couple weeks ago.
Maggi tends to get very runny. Let's just say that on some of these picks. But Set gonna round out the Dorado Gamma comp, and I mean Dorado Gamma. they picked the ultimate Seraphine counter, which is just having that Yasuo up in the front and just throwing out throwing out his W, and your ultimate is just completely eradicated. So I like Dorado Gaming Gamma's draft this game much more.
Yeah, and in terms of ease of execution, I would say it feel I actually I think both comps are easy to execute. I mean, you got your Hecarim charging in there with the fear and whatnot. Yasuo, I don't believe can win wall that. And then of course, with that fear being applied, then the Seraphine and Misfortuno can just come through in a Kali to clean up any leftovers on top of the Chaos Storm as well from the Victor. So once again, good offense and defense from the side of Goldfish Gaming. Gamma, on the other hand, um, they're all offense. I mean, yeah, you could somewhat say you could try and use some of these ultimates in a defensive style, probably the sets, but the Diana Yasuo, that screams violence to me. That screams I go in, my Yasuo is very close behind me, so be prepared to die.
Yeah, Diana Yasuo definitely screams that we really want to fight you, as well as having something like this set, like the Senna. They're going to look to take a lot of fights early game and mid game with this comp. And once level sixes are on the table, expect a lot of action. There's not a lot that GFG can do in any of these lanes. I mean, it's going to be hard to gank anybody if you are Hecarim. But if anybody is able to make something work out of nothing, I would expect it to be Mossy.
Absolutely. Mossy, as we know, is such a priority, pivotal, polarizing pick, some would say, for Goldfish Gaming, but she is the heart and soul of this team, regardless of if Kaiser, Matt G, Dirt, Oreo, whoever carries this team. Goldfish is Mossy, and Mossy will look to lead lead her team to victory on this Heck Room here. Meanwhile, on the side of Gamma, though, as of right now, the first three pick, well, all of our picks are going. Actually, hold up. We thought Karina was gonna get the Yasuo, but it actually is going to Kush. So that means it's a Karina Ziggs game this time around. Any thoughts on that, Love Me?
Carino is proficient on a lot of different champions, and actually, I casted the Dorado Gaming series or the Gamma series where Carino played mid lane. So I have a lot of faith that Carino could play basically any single champion in this game. Like you could even give him something like the Diana, and he would even execute on that. I'm sure. So I have no problem with Carino taking Ziggs here.
Yeah, yeah, none at all for me. I mean, I bet Kush probably didn't want to play the same champ twice in a row, but who knows? I'm just speculating here. I'm not in the comms with any of these players, so I could be completely wrong. But I mean, I am fine with Yasuo being in the mid lane. It gives him more mobility to roam either on the top side or the bottom side of the map and just put some map pressure down. Because once you see that Yasuo is missing from lane, you're like, oh god, he's gone. Where is he? Is Diana? Is Diana right behind
Yeah,
him?
yeah, you're doing the quick little like phasmophobia check where you're just like, I really don't want to be ganked right now, so please just stay away from me. Uh,
Exactly.
this mid jungle duo will be walking together every single place, and once the level sixes are unlocked, you've got a huge wombo combo from Gamma. I'm riding with Gamma all the way on this one.
Oh, that's your prediction for this game? Because I was just about to ask you, Mike, do you think that then for Goldfish they need to try and find some early game aggression pre-6 as quickly as possible against Gamma before those level 6 ultimates come online here?
If you're Goldfish Gaming, you really want to accelerate your solo laners in this game. The MF Seraphine bot lane is going to be pretty whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, your solo laners are going to have to be accelerated. It'll be hard counters Akali, and you've also got Victor versus Yasuo mid, which is not the best of matchups for the Victor. So it's going to be hard, but if they are able to accelerate that mid and top side, it could spell disaster for Gamma.
Absolutely. Could spell disaster for Gamma indeed. But, I'm pretty excited for where this game's going, for how this series is heading so far. Game one was an absolute show. So hopefully game two gives us more of the same. And I'm here for it. But in the meantime, we will cut to a short break as we prepare for this. Don't go anywhere. for Goldfish Gaming against Dorado Gaming Gamma. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, as we are here live for Game 2 of our Best of 5 series, Goldfish Gaming against Dorado Gaming Gamma. Goldfish on the blue side, Gamma on the red. Once again, love me, you know what I'm going to ask, so... I don't even need to say it at this point.
I'm just, I'm cheesed. I don't think that anything is out of the ordinary. And like I said, there is going to be 17 chilling on the Senna, which is uncommon for most teams. Normally, you like to see your 80 carry on that, but 17 has proven himself on the Senna once before. And here comes a ward clear.
Yeah, ward clear indeed. Get that 10 gold, giving it over to OG Kush there. And, already got the CS lead over Kaiser there. See that one on the counter. So, already Dorado Gamma a step ahead of Goldfish. 10 gold pieces at a time.
True, and you've got actually a 20 gold lead at the moment for Dorado Gamma, because also Rare Candy benefits a little bit from that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Forgot about that. My fault, Mr. Candy, sir.
As we do see both junglers starting on the same side of the map again. And actually, I believe that Rare Candy opted to go for 1 health pot with a control ward. So that topside river is going to be control warded early in this game so that Mossy is not able to get an excellent gank off early.
Yeah, absolutely. As you stated prior to in the client draft, Goldfish really want to try and accelerate their lanes early, or at least ensure that Gamma doesn't get ahead as well, because once both Diana and the Yasuo get 6, we're going to look to see them become this roaming hit squad across the rift here.
Yeah.
So definitely they want to keep eyes on where the Goldfish gaming jungler will be and ensure that their laners are not punished, especially Hazem for his aggressiveness here, as we have seen him quite forward in this lane, already putting the pause on Matt G there with the face breaker, dodging out the true damage quite a bit. Matt G, though, already out of both pots, so no more pots for Matt G. Does have the shield, though, to help bolster up some of that healing, but we'll have to be careful.
Yeah, Matt G struggling mightily in this counter matchup, as was expected. 17 walking up. Hazem taking another big trade.
Oh, face breaker once again. And Matt G already at an 1/8 of his health bar. We'll have to recall at 3 minutes into the game already. Does have the TP though. Let me see how much gold he has.
Opting to actually not recall. Stays on the map to try to get at least a sliver more gold.
Okay. So Matt G playing on a knife's edge here. We'll have to see if Hazem will try and punish him for his risky business. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, OG Kush and Kaiser just battling it out. We see Mossy waiting in the tri-bush here, looking for a potential gank on the Gamma bot lane. Rare Candy is around though, working on the bot lane scuttle as 17 pokes out Oreo Murderer on the Seraphine there.
Ghost used.
Walking forward, Ghost as well, slow from... As Karina will flash ward, 17 flashes as well. B-drop connects, gets the roof of 17. First blood for Goldfish Gaming. Mousy gets the kill.
And they do invest quite a bit to get that from Mossy. Does have to use the Ghost, and also wasted a ton of time down in that tri-brush, but ultimately finds the kill, gets the first blood, and that will accelerate this Hecarim just a bit more, as now Mossy probably going to make her way up towards topside. I'm gonna assume that she's just gonna go for a clear instead of trying to go for anything cheeky at this Scuttle Crab, but that is a good first blood. 2 flashes burned also on the bot side from Gamma. So Gamma gonna be hurting on that bot side for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you were Mossy, love me, would you actually look to try and punish the Gamma bot lane once again?
Hazem.
Hazem is running away. Mossy is here looking for the gank on the Gamma top laner. Will not find anything. She will retreat for now. Clear out these wards to get some golden experience. Hazem walking forward on Mossy here though. Magi is here. That is a very bold top laner. Like, my man has no fear.
Yep, Oreo and Justin making both of their ways over towards the mid lane, and Hazem playing with fire a bit while looking at Mossy. And you can see here Matt G continuing to struggle out. Haymakers are just landing back and forth, and there's just nothing that Matt G can do about this. Kaiser also opted to not go for TP this game, so he's not able to just kind of back on waves. He has to hit a certain mark. And you can see now, Kaiser, who if he backs on this gold right now, doesn't even get his sorry, lost chapter for this back.
I just realized I was calling the face breaker the Haymakers.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, thanks for correcting me there. And
Rare Candy top lane.
Me, yeah. As Rare Candy is in the top lane looking for this gank, does not have the Moonfall just yet, so will not have the complete burst, but I don't think it even matters because Hazem has his ultimate. Rare Candy now opting to recall as Matt G and Hazem, Facebreaker connects. Matt G in the cloud here, Shuriken flip, get some more CS. Rare Candy tempting, recalling now in sync with Matt G. Cancels the recall again. Matt G gets the perfect execution as the flash comes out. Oh, Facebreaker dodges it. Rare Candy looking for the kill, will get it and gets 3 tower shots in compensation for that aggressiveness, but will not go down. As now the beat drop does connect from Oreo Murderer, more harassed from this Goldfish bot lane. Nothing else coming of it right now, but I would say in terms of tempo, Dirt and Oreo Murderer definitely are putting the pressure onto Carino here in 17, and of course it's a Ziggs into a Seraphine, so a lot more range from those two champions.
Yeah. Oreo Murderer doing a great job on this Seraphine, stacking up the gold as he sees it coming in. You do have a slight gold lead on bot side for Dirt over Carino because of the assist. Everything else seems to be pretty even. Top lane obviously is not going to go completely in Matt G favor, but this is what it was expected whenever you're looking at that dive top lane. Matt G misses out on quite a few minions now. Mossy walking in was on a ward, so they know exactly where she is at the moment.
Absolutely. As Mossy is pathing in the red jungle of Dorado Gamma here. Ping coming out on OG Kush. Looks like she wants to use that Ghost Onslaught of Shadows combo there to try and burst out this Yasuo in combination with the Chaos Storm. But nothing comes of it now. Mossy will retreat. She'll look for a gank or a neutral objective elsewhere.
Dirt.
I don't know if she saw the control ward there, but Gamma definitely did as the bomb comes out, chunks out Dirt to about 1/8 of his health bar. Kaiser now on the retreat, on the run from Rare Candy, and oh yeah, look at that. They're both at level 6. Onslaught of Shadows does connect. Mossy gets the charge and knockback on Rare Candy, but the last breath connects. Chaos is bursting them out, and Mossy has slain the OG Kush, but Rare Candy will take down Mossy as well. 1-for-1 for Gamma and Goldfish.
Yes, and that fight goes exactly as GFG would like it to go. You know, GFG, even though they walked into that with both Diana and Yasuo chilling at level 6, got what they could out of that. Carino taking a quick back, does have the TP to get back to lane as soon as possible, so he's not going to miss out on anything here. GFG opting to stay in lane for a little bit longer, and you know, whenever I'm looking at something like that mid lane fight, it's really scary to go in if you are Mossy, but having the courage is now Kush actually going forward on a Kaiser.
Yep. Kush going forward on Kaiser here. Kaiser locking up mid. Kush in the gravity well there. Kush will just stash away for the time being. Hazem is flanking this Victor here. Hazem flash gets the ultimate. Kaiser flashing away. Tower shots are chunking down the set. Mossy is here. Will she find something? The answer currently no. Mossy on the retreat. OG Kush looking for it. Gets the tornado last breath, and the tower will not take down the Yasuo. Barely lives with 1/8 of his health bar. No one is here to punish the Yasuo, and now Hazem is now working on that tower. Thought he would take some plates, but chooses to walk back to his lane, or actually going to recall and then go back to his lane to continue the harass on Matt G, who is now actually up in CS as the bullet time connects, but Carino just slays Dirt, whose health bar was just not enough to keep him alive. Double kill for Carino as Oreo Murderer goes down as well. That is a 3-for-0 now in total in favor of Dog Gamma here.
Yeah, lots of action going around the map, and the issue being now is that GFG are down in every single lane. It is hard to keep in this game if it continues to snowball as it is. You've got Matt G down 1,000 gold. Mossy is down 200 gold. You've got the lead of about 500 for OG Kush in the mid lane, and then bot lane, you've got about 700 gold. So that is leading to what is a 3K gold lead at just 10 minutes into this game.
Yeah. I mean, exactly what we said, what we were afraid of, what could happen is happening now, right? Love me. Gamma are the ones actually accelerating their lead, and these champions that we know can just literally take over the mid game. Quite honestly, depending on how ahead they get, right? And they are well on their way towards that goal here. And not just on one champion, the set is ahead. The Diana, the Yasuo, and now even this Ziggs, who originally was
Matt
just
G
going
looking for the
even.
solo kill.
Matt G looking for a fight with Hasm here, will get the perfect execution, but Hasm just stops the show and slays Matt G in the 1v1 duel there in the top lane.
1v1 duel, and Rare Candy chilling around mid lane. Kush looking for the knockup, finds it.
Knock up, last breath, Moonfall, Kaiser goes down. This game is starting to turn into a slaughter here, love me. But Mossy gets the shutdown on Haslam there, so there's still some hope after all. Mossy gets the shutdown gold, and we'll look to see how Mossy and Goldfish will try to recuperate or regain some tempo here in the time being.
Yeah, Dirt 2-1-2 against this Ziggs, and the thing with Ziggs is that there's a lot of range to this character, so you really have to be careful. And MF, whenever she's going for this more auto-oriented build, she has to get up close to you. She's not the longest range of 80 carries, so whenever she does get close anywhere near Ziggs or to hit the minions, she is just getting completely poked out, and you can see Carino has complete control over bot lane.
Absolutely, Carino with complete control over this bot lane now. What was the harass and the lane advantage for Goldfish Gaming has now flipped on its head as Oreo Murder looking for the route onto Carino, who will just use the bomb there to get some distance between himself and the Seraphine and safety.
Yeah, Carino continues to be unaffected in this bot side, continues to stay, doesn't really have to back at all. And even whenever he did, just that one time, it was only because he had TP available. So, Carino is under absolutely zero pressure in bot lane at the moment.
Absolutely under zero pressure. Matt G once again looking for a fight with Hasm here. Shuriken flip connects. He does
Mossy's
have
top.
the empowered auto. Another empowered auto. Perfect execution has been launched as well. Mossy is here to assist. Perfect execution connects once again. Onslaught of Shadows gets the fear. Hasm though, as the Moonfall connects, Mossy and Matt G are trying to kill this set. They finally take the set down, but Matt G is probably going to go down to Rare Candy as well. He does. Flash burned though, as Kaiser now fighting with Kush and 17 there in the mid lane will be able to deter them for a bit and dissuade them from looking any further with that Chaos Storm. But Carino harassing Dirt with the bomb once again. Oreo Murderer gets the Encore, will flash though. Carino does, lives, and that surely would have taken down the Gamma bot laner there if it had connected.
Yeah, once again, Carino just lives from the pressure, and we saw up in topside, even whenever you're 2v2 against the topside of Gamma as Goldfish, despite Mossy being so well farmed and also with kills, on the other side, you still have Rare Candy, who has been farming super efficiently and also has been getting involved everywhere, already on that Sunfire Gnasher's Tooth power spike. So this Diana will continue to control the game as it continues to go. You see here in the replay, Matt G, seeing that his jungler is topside, taking advantage of that and going on to Hazem immediately, uses the perfect execution fast, but the damage just wasn't there. The Senna ultimate comes out, so they're able to keep Hazem alive for just that little bit longer. Mossy barely able to stay alive long enough to watch Hazem fall. Matt G gets flashed on, and it's just impossible to play it out.
Absolutely impossible to play it out, as Mountain Drake is now live on the Rift. Gamma has the advantage, and currently, I mean, honestly, the stronger champions, right? It's a 4K gold lead, almost 5K. Objective bounties are already on the board here for Goldfish Gaming, so it'd be very wise to not contest this Drake. They choose not to, and they're just going to try to continue to farm up and find some more gold on the Rift here, and look to make a comeback, hopefully, in the next couple of minutes here.
Yeah, we can hope for a comeback as now Kaiser getting ulted in the mid.
That's crazy. Wait. The Facebreaker is a knock-up?
Yes, the Facebreaker is technically a knock-up, and it did knock up there. How sad is Kaiser?
Very. I'm learning more and more about Yasuo interactions for his ultimate there.
Yeah, and Kush looking great on the Yasuo at the moment. There is a TP behind. Is Matt G looking to make something happen in bot side?
Matt G looking to make something happen. The shuriken flip does connect on Carino here. The execution. Stasis for Carino, and the Ziggs lives a little bit longer. Matt G will be able to help clean up the Ziggs here as Dirt gets the kill. Moxie enabling the kill on the jungler of Gamma as well. So now 2 members for Gamma have already gone down, and Gamma are continuing to fight. They want to look for more because Haslam is so strong. Moxie is tanking so much in the top lane here, in the bot lane here, in the front line. Matt G and Goldfish though to assist. Core connects. OG Kush will finally go down. Moxie gets the shutdown. Moxie is still alive, gets the double kill, will be able to slay Haslam, finally going down the jungler of Goldfish, but Goldfish are still alive. This fish is still flopping, and they have not gonna go down without a fight, and the fight continues.
As we Carino TPs to die.
Underneath the turret here, Goldfish Gaming wet Gamma, and they're finding their stride once again.
And excuse my French, but holy shit. What an immaculate fight. And you can see here, I mean, yeah, I mean, Gold's even now, but look at this. I mean, Oreo Murderer is holding his ultimate the entire time here, being so patient. Once Yasuo uses the wind wall here to try to get out, gets immediately CC'd up, gets charmed. Hazem's not able to do enough damage to the backside, and I mean, you're just getting ran through as Hazem, and then you have Carino, who immediately TPs down bot and goes down as well, and GFG have completely turned this game on its head and are now even in gold.
Absolutely. Goldfish Gaming. Well, we were originally, I mean, we were kind of spelling their doom that, like, okay, this game is looking out of hand. Gamma are definitely, like, really accelerated, but they have found all it takes sometimes is just one really good fight. And now they have firmly put themselves back into contention to try and win this game here. I won't say they're going to just yet, or that they're ahead of Gamma, or that they have the advantage, but they are definitely have evened up the scales. And we'll look to see if they can continue their stride.
I mean, the gold is in the right places. Kaiser with a decent amount of gold, but also Mossy on this Hecarim is making the difference. And like I said, both of these junglers are immaculate Hecarim players. But now there is a Rift Herald on the table, and Matt G going over the wall.
Matt G going over the wall, but Dorado Gamma already took Shirley down. Matt G will just shuriken flip over the wall. Mossy using the ghost on the shadows will find 17. The Encore Connect is real rare candy as Matt G is here. 17 should go down. Matt G will be able to Matt G is winning.
Wait, and there's a solo kill on bot side.
Kaiser is going to try to burst down this Yasuo here. I have never seen Matt G on a carry before. This is quite a show, and Goldfish Gaming are giving it to us right now here, love me.
Matt G is scaling, and that's exactly what's happening here. You don't think of Akali as this scaling champion, but she is scaled so well, and you can see in this replay, actually, no, you can't. Oh, yes, you can. Okay, here comes the fight. So you've already seen that Dorado are not able to fight this right now. They don't have their Yasuo, so Yasuo and Diana are completely irrelevant. Onslaught of Shadows lands on the 17 CC for a long time. Mossy takes like 0 damage from the Ziggs here. Matt G landing the E, finds the Shuriken flip and gets the kill. OG Kush barely living out in this 1v1, but man, what an immaculate fight from Mossy and Matt G. The top side of GFG are coming back in this game, and they are saying, we do not want to lose, and they want this to be a 5-game series.
Absolutely. Shoot, they might even want it to be a 4-game series. Who says it'll only be 1-1 if they win this one? We don't have to go to 5. But one thing that, I kind of forgot and Matt G just reminded me is that this guy used to be a mid laner. Akali typically seen in the mid lane, can be flexed in the top laner. Matt G was the 3rd best mid laner in the CCS last split. So, of course, it shouldn't be as a surprise that he can play this champion and pull off carry performances. Thank you for reminding me because I clearly forgot. But Matt G, here to put some respect on his name. But Dog Gamma, here to take this Hectex Drake. And I don't even know Goldfish. Oh, I was wrong.
Mossy gets it.
He gets the steal, has him in the back line. The showstopper, Chaos Storm is working him off. Mossy still alive. Encore connects, but Rare Candy and OG Kush.
Matt G full health.
Goldfish. Matt G is still full health. Working on OG Kush here. Goldfish Gaming, their back line is. Goldfish Gaming are working down to take down the Gamma jungler here. They've already taken down 3 and lost 2 of their own side. But the blue buff will not be able to take down Rare Candy. Carino and Kaiser find each other in a river, near the river, and that will be all for the time being. Goldfish get 3, once again, Gamma get 2, and Goldfish get the Drake.
And the plays will not continue, as that was an immaculate team fight. Mossy gets the steal, Hazem in the backline, but this whole time Matt G is just hitting 17. Where is 17 in this fight? He can't join. Oriole Murder goes down, but Hazem is just not taking enough to tank up Mossy and Kaiser the entire time. Rare Candy goes forward to try to help out his mid laner, but it just wasn't enough. And you can see GFG are consistently winning these team fights. They're getting the objectives done. The big steal by Mossy there to continuously delay this soul. There's going to be more and more team fights, and the more team fights we do see, the less useful this set pick becomes. Matt G playing excellent on this Akali, and GFG playing excellent overall.
Absolutely, and look at Matt G's items now. Let's look at everyone's items and gold, to be quite honest, since we have some downtime before another round of violence here. Matt G working on either, I believe he's working on the Void Staff here, and then probably had the Seekers there just for the early game armor there against the set. So Void Staff coming out next for Matt G. Then we'll be looking for that Zanya's, Mossy with the Divine, and just everyone starting to get toward their 2nd or 3rd item here, as Shirley has been launched. We'll take down this tier 1 turret. Matt G and Hazem. Matt G now very confident in his ability to fight this set in the 1v1 lane here, as the Mega Inferno Bomb will dissuade Goldfish from taking down this Baron any further. Gamma smell blood because the health bars are somewhat low. They are looking for it. But
Kaiser messing around on this top side.
Yeah, Kaiser messing around on the top side. Nothing coming of it as of right now. Mossy taking the
TP's behind.
Taking the gate. They see a bunch of pings. But just a lot of posturing right now, love me. Gold is only 100. Gold is even. I'm not even going to say it's in favor of Gamma. Gold is even to me. So at this point now, who would you say has the tempo advantage in this game? Because honestly, I don't know. I'm going to say it's Goldfish, to be quite honest with you. I think Goldfish have the advantage tempo.
Yeah, GFG definitely with the tempo, but they do not have the gold lead. That Rift Herald got enough gold so that Gamma have a slight gold lead over GFG. However, with the way that these team fights have been going, GFG consistently are building up their own momentum. They are continuously making themselves feel better about, hey, whenever we take this fight, we're just going to smurf it. It doesn't matter that they have this small gold lead on us. And I can almost guarantee they don't even realize that there's a gold lead right now. They are in the driver's seat, and I would like to see how they continue staying in the driver's seat.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll see if they can hold that driver's seat here as we look at both teams currently trying to collect as much farm as possible here. Mossy already on 3 full complete items. Frozen Heart, Death's Dance, and that Sunderer there. This Hecarim is really a menace like you said it would be, love me, and wow. I mean, that's quite a performance we're seeing here from the Goldfish Gamer jungler. She is literally put the team on her back at this time and said, you will ride me to victory, I will take us there.
Yes, she is putting down the damage, doing everything she can, putting her team on her back. Rare Candy, though, on the other side is no slouch. He is also doing the most for his team right now. This jungle matchup is going absolutely ham in this game, and it's just going to continue being that way. And we've got another big fight coming up at this dragon. GFG have control over it first. How will Dorado Gaming look at breaking out this priority?
Absolutely. Goldfish Gaming with priority on this Mountain Drake here. Wait. Yeah. No, Hex Tech. My spectator is trolling me. What? As Matt G will find the flip on Hazard. Whoa! Oh, my goodness, the AP scaling as the knocked as well. The bullet time, Rare Candy Encore connects, and Goldfish are just completely wiping Gamma across the rift right now. Dirt is walking forward. Haslam is still alive. As Dirt and Kaiser are looking. Actually, no. Gamma. They found the advantage. They have found the fight. They have found Mossy, and they have taken out Matt G and the rest of Goldfish Gaming. What looked like a fight in favor of Goldfish actually deceived all of us due to that Senna healing and hope from Goldfish Gaming, and they will take down 4 members of Goldfish, and they will get this Hectech break now, putting themselves on soul point.
Goldfish getting a little overzealous here. Matt G, not quite on the same path, gets hit by the Senna W, and that also roots up Mossy. Now, this looks like it's going to be a fight for Goldfish Gaming, but the problem is that you still have Ziggs alive, and you still have 17 putting out consistent damage. Hazem is hard to take down with this Sterix gauge. Dirt's just not able to put down enough damage. 17 finds him on the backside. It is an intense fight, but Gamma find a way to pull it out and now have the gold lead to show it.
Absolutely, and I think the mistake in that fight was Matt G but Matt G focusing on Hazem this time. That is not his job. He needs to look for those squishies. Like, let your team worry about that. You try to find the squishies as quickly as possible and get them out of the team fight. That's not to say that it wasn't okay for him to harass the set, but starting the team fight and trying to engage onto that set and using your ultimate. You're an Akali, you're an assassin. Find those squishies. That's what's been working for you all previously. You need to keep trying to get that done there.
Absolutely, and now we see Mossy walking into tube. It won't be caught out. Rare Candy continuing to walk forward, and like I said, Rare Candy went big in that last team fight, was able to find a decent ulti for his Yasuo. And I mean, Kaiser, despite the fact that this Victor should be putting out quite a bit of DPS at the moment, just not able to find the damage because they did have to go for that Zanya's Hourglass. So the damage is prolonged out. The only thing that you have to worry about if you're GFG right now is trying to keep Kaiser safe in this side lane. Rare Candy now making his way over.
Rare Candy making their way over as the beat drop route does connect and will dissuade the Diana from proceeding forward on this Victor anymore. Kaiser looked like he was thinking about recalling. Looks like they're just standing around, probably having a conversation in the jungle about what their next moves will be. They will retreat for the time being as Goldfish Gaming are looking around this Spearn at the time. Senna stack watch. Senna is on 112 stacks right now in about 28 minutes of this game. That is a lot of stacks on the Senna. So definitely really strong, and you can see that as well as from the damage she's been putting out. Matt G and Hazem once again fighting in the bot lane here. Matt G with those empowered autos chasing off Hazem quite a bit. Mossy is shadowing his top laner here. Shadowing his top laner, correction. Will now look to clear out some of these wards, and Goldfish Gaming this time, I'm just looking at the mini map. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. It looks like okay, Dirt's farming up, Oreo's giving Kaiser support, and Mossy once again farming on those Krugs. Meanwhile, Dog Gamma, yeah, everyone's just playing seesaw right now on the map.
Yeah, everybody, and this is tense. This game is very close, and everything is on a knife's edge for both of these teams. Everybody knows it. Whenever you're watching this game, everybody is so nervous to try to make something happen. And now you see Kaiser is continuously being shadowed off with Oreo Murderer to kind of keep him safe in this top side. As now we do have some backs coming out. Dragon's up in about 1:30 seconds, and what Goldfish Gaming have been doing this entire game is kind of making it so that they can play more so to get the early priority. I mean, in this next fight, you've got Zanya's on your Akali. You've got the Void Staff as well. Akali is going to be a big factor in this next fight. So if you're able to, Matt G needs to look for a flank, and Hazem needs to be that tanking force for his team. This next fight could define how the rest of the game goes. This is going to be absolutely massive, and everybody knows it.
Absolutely, indeed, as the Hextech Drake will be spawning in the next 45 seconds here. Dorado Gaming currently having the mid lane advantage as they shove the minions out, but Goldfish, of course, will just bounce it right back to them. Matt G and Hazel, I swear, I don't think they've recalled just yet, as they just played ping pong with these minions here in the bot lane in that exact spot for about the past 2 to 3 minutes here. You did see Hazem recalling now, getting that force of nature there, and now working his way towards the bot side of this map here in preparation for this soul fight. Matt G will stick around, did not recall, so he might look for a flank angle at this point. Will they finally find that control word? Yes, please get rid of it. Oh, it looks like the answer is no, as Matt C will get the charge onto Hazem there, chunks him out for about just a good 1/8 of his health bar there, not too much. Set does have quite a bit of healing, so he should heal up pretty decently.
Dragon being started.
Now Gamma is working their way into this river as a unit. Beat drop connects. Mossy Chaos Storm as well to ward off Gamma.
Ooh, 17 as well.
Mossy is looking for it, but the bomb blocks him
Matt G
forward.
in the back line.
G in the back line once again. Perfect execution. Encore goes wide. 17 is down. Carino still trying to get it done. Will be able to get the bomb and chunk out the Akali as well as the Senna. Dirt and Kaiser are left alive. Mossy as well. OG Kush flashes on Dirt. Bullet time comes out, but it's not enough. It doesn't do anything. Kaiser on the retreat. Mossy recalling as well. Gamma win the fight, but they're not going to take the soul. They're going to take more violence, and they're going to take Kaiser's life. They're going to take that mid lane turret as well. They're looking for the inhibitor turret next.
It might take the game. There's long death timers on the enemy team. Will they look to win this? Mossy is up, and Oreo Murderer coming up in 7 seconds. What will be the end of this game?
What will be the end indeed? Mossy's looking for it. He's going to try and clear out these minions and try and dissuade Gamma from taking this game any further. Oreo Murderer was able to clear out some of the minions where it can using the stasis. Gamma is looking for game 2. Gamma working on game 2. Gamma gets game 2. 2-0 for Dorado Gamma.
And Gamma looking really clean there. You know, it got a little bit hairy in that mid game, but what ultimately happened is that GFG were just not able to find the right team fights. Gamma were able to find the right engages and kept team fights going. Hazem was a hard target to kill, and what had happened eventually was that Matt G was just getting really low or caught out on the backside. Kaiser wasn't able to put down damage. Dirt wasn't able to open up almost ever in that game because you had Kush holding on to that wind wall. So it was hard for Mr. Dirt to do anything. And you could just see there, Gamma were able to take what was looking like a rough game and immediately flip it back onto its head and put it into their favor. And Gamma go up 2-0 because of this.
Absolutely, indeed. And man, that was such a close. Both of these games now have been so close for the side of Goldfish Gaming. It's just that Gamma has played the team fights just slightly better than they have, and that's what's given them the advantage to take these games and now put themselves at match point here. So it's just really tough, but I do like that Goldfish are still keeping up the fight, and they gave Matt G the potential to carry them as well. He did really well on this Akali. I really hope we don't see him on another tank in game 3 here. Potentially another carry-ish champion, carry-esque champion. But we'll have to see here shortly how Goldfish Gaming will respond to Dorado Gamma here in just a bit. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. back, everyone, as we are here live in our Game 3 picks and bans. Goldfish Gaming against Dorado Gaming Gamma. Goldfish have chosen the red side this time, wanting to get that counter pick. So Gamma will be on the blue, and we see from Gamma the bans look like they're going to be somewhat consistent. First banning out the Tristana, Goldfish opting to take away the Camille. Well, debating to take away the Camille once again.
And this would be a smart ban, in my opinion. And yes, it does go through. Getting Hazem off of that counter, off of that super carry oriented pick that he likes, which is that Camille. It's also his most comfortable champion. So, not a bad ban at all. And GFG look like they're just kind of reacting to what is happening in these games rather than coming in with a solid plan for their draft. I do like that they're changing it up, but I don't want them to change the draft plan too much to where they're not able to adapt to it themselves. They are looking to maybe ban out the Yasuo. It was a problem last game, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, they will ban out the Yasuo once again. And I do like that you mentioned that. I mean, sure, we don't know what the comms are like or anything like that, but from the outside perspective, it does look a little bit that Goldfish are somewhat reacting to the draft or to the previous game. But who knows? Maybe that's part of their strategy when they're on red side versus when they're on blue side. As we do see the Seraphine is now banned once again for Goldfish, as they are, of course, they don't have the first pick because they're on red, so they take it away on the red side. Trundle, however, was left open, so we will see more than likely Rare Candy piloting the Troll King here, as we await Goldfish Gaming next pick or first pick. That is correct.
Yeah. Trundle B1 is quite interesting in my opinion. I don't think of this champion as the best B1 pick, but it is very good if you don't have that good of answers. Jarvan is going to come out, which is not a terrible answer, but it's not the best as well. Jarvan is meant to just kind of go in there, be that kind of tanky bruiser type character that will stay alive within his own pit. Trundle can ult him, or he ult a tank on top side. So you're kind of limiting what you're looking for from Matt G. And the Karma comes out as a flex between Kaiser Uwu and Oreo Murderer.
Absolutely, but love me. If you know anything about Karma and Kaiser, I'm like 95% confident that is a Kaiser Karma that we're going to see here. Kaiser was known for his Karma last split and has been a pretty pivotal pretty pivotal champion that he's played on and led his team to victory and just create a lot of chaos across the map, whether he's played it as a facilitator or he's played the damage build. So I'm very excited. I hope it's going to Kaiser, but as you said, it can be flexed to the bot lane there for Oreo Murderer. So we'll have to see where this ends up as we progress through our picks and bans here. Ezreal Rakan, though, locked in for the side of Dog Gamma here. So Carino and 17 piloting this bot lane here. And that tells me a little bit that I think 17 is going to look to roam quite a bit on the map here. And there it is. I was wondering when we were going to see this because I was wondering why they haven't given Dirt the Draven yet. It wasn't banned. It was just really curious as to why one of his most important picks was not given to him. And now in game 3, life on the line, they are giving Dirt one of his most favorite champions to play, champion that he can carry on and has led his team to victory to time and time again, as we are now in our second round of picks and bans here.
Yeah, Dirt 212, known for the Draven gameplay. He loves to pick this champion. It's still not that bad in this meta, and whenever you're looking at it into something like the Ezreal, you have a lot of protection with the Karma as well. It's going to be a good option to kind of keep that Rakan off. Ziggs is going to be banned away, as well as Amumu being banned away. Gamma going to ban the Amumu, and the Ziggs being taken away from OG Cushion. I can expect to see just another control magey pick that has a little bit of agency on the waves, taken away from Kush here on the second ban from GFG. I like GFG's draft so far. I think that it's a bunch of comfortable champions once again. And something that I do want to mention is that Matt G does play Jarvan top. That is something that he could play. So there is a possibility of seeing the Jarvan go towards top lane, but I would say it's pretty slim to none.
Did not know that. The more you know. I mean, we know that Jarvan can be flexed in the top lane. I just didn't know Matt G played it. So that's a very interesting tidbit to know. But yeah, Gamma prioritizing and taking away some of the support picks here, the Amumu and Nautilus respectively, and Matt G on the Gnar actually. So we know Matt G can play this Gnar. Gnar, not not necessarily a carry champion, but not weak side either. Has that potential to just really be effective in these team fights with the shove and a lot of harass, regardless of what Gamma will pick into it here. So we'll have to see how they choose to respond. And if you're gonna go with a range melee champion, then it looks like Hasm wants to get all up in your face, and that will be an Aurelia locked in. Does have the potential to be flexed in the mid lane as well for OG Kush, but I'm like pretty confident that's going to Hazem.
Yeah, I have immense confidence that that will just go to Hazem. Hazem picking out something that is a complete hard counter to Gnar. And something that's interesting to me is that Silas has actually made it through this ban phase despite having that Gnar ultimate available to him. I guess the other ults are not that great for the Silas, but also Victor being picked up. So it's another one of these control mages that will have extreme mid priority. And this is where they show, will Oreo Murderer pilot this karma or will it go to its rightful owner in Kaiser? And we have 10 seconds to find out if Kaiser is going to be gaming on a comfort pick. Dirt 212 also on his own comfort pick, as Corky will actually be hovered and picked. So this is going to be Oreo Murderer's karma.
Wow, Oreo is a murderer on the karma here. And I mean, that does kind of make sense now when you think about it. You have the Draven, which is a strong AD carry, especially in the 1v1. And he does have movement speed with his abilities there, but definitely doesn't hurt to have a bit more with a karma boosting you up, giving you shields, giving you Shirelias, and what other abilities and traits that she can enable this Draven with. So Kaiser on the Corky. Corky, we haven't seen in quite a bit. I mean, since the nerfs, since the changes to that package, he has definitely fallen out of the meta as the go-to priority pick. Thank God, though, because remember it was Corky Azir for a while, and then Corky Victor, and then just lots of Corky and some other type of control mage in the mid lane. But it looks like we are kind of returning to those early patches here with the Corky Victor. Kaiser Corky is not something I am too well versed or known in, so I'll be very curious to see how Goldfish Gaming choose to pilot around this Corky and with this Corky, and see how they manage their package management.
Yeah, managing the package handling, indeed. As I mean, I have a lot of faith here. Matt G on the Matt Gnar. It is a stable pick for him. The Poppy game didn't go too well, but hopefully Matt G brings it back. We use this Gnar to its full potential. And the thing is that I have Dirt to
Kind of lost you there, love me. I don't think he can hear me at this time. So
Am I back?
Okay, you're back. Yes.
Okay.
Make your point again.
I have Dirt 212 on the Draven. If I am GFG, I'm feeling very good about this game. I've got Matt G on his signature Gnar. I've got the Draven in the bot lane. If this is going to be, if this is a game that is on the line, I want to see these two players on these two picks.
Absolutely. As you said, a game on the line here for the side of Goldfish Gaming. The good thing, though, about this season of the CCS, at least this split, is that we have a lower bracket. So if Goldfish do lose here, they still have a chance to make a run through the lower bracket and try to get their revenge. And, a path to the finals once again. So their season will not end here if they lose to Dorado Gamma at this time. They still have one more life per se, but I'm sure, as any team would in an upper bracket or in a tournament, you want to win in the less the less arduous road, right? If you win here, you get a bye next week, and then you play the week following after, um, compared to playing every week of your playoff lives with elimination on the line here. So Dog Gamma definitely looking to secure that match point here and send Goldfish to the lower bracket. And of course, once again, spread that Dorado name, that Dorado fame, lore, and of course, once again, troll us all with their famous Dorado meme. You know it. What's the meme, Kyle?
Another easy win for Dorado Gaming.
Absolutely. But we won't see those memes just yet because they have to win here first. So, Love Me, my question for you is, whose draft do you like better and who do you think is going to win this game? Before we cut to a short break here.
Oh man, I really, really like the draft from Dorado Gamma here. Actually, I think that they picked very excellent counters into their matchups. Ezreal is really mobile, can get away from the Jarvan. But if I'm here, I'm casting for the Content Championship Series, so I have to say I want GFG to at least make one more game out of this series, at least one more game.
Yeah. Absolutely. Flay wants those viewership numbers to be up and rolling. So Goldfish, give it to us. Can you give us a game 4, please? We're begging of you. I'm not even tired yet, so I'm down to keep casting some more. But no, I did want to point out though that Matt G and Goldfish, they really haven't really figured out this Hazem thing yet, right? I mean, he basically won in game 1 in the 1v1 matchup against Matt G. I would say they went even in game 2, but now game 3, this could be very bad if this Aurelia stomps the Gnar early. Like, we've seen what Aurelia can do if she gets ahead early in the game, and it is not fun at all for every party involved. So we'll have to see how Goldfish look to either solve the Hazem problem or just ignore it entirely and maybe get Dirt to be the one that leads them to victory to a game 4. We'll find out here shortly if that happens, though. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, as we are here in Game 3, match point for Dorado Gaming Gamma against Goldfish Gaming. Dorado Gamma on the blue side, Goldfish on the red, and once again, we have ourselves a standard 5-champ lineup in the middle of the river here. A little bit of harass from OG Kush and Mossy, who will just walk away. We'll recall to regain that health, and we have a pause. Short pause, actually.
I think the pause was just because Oreo Murderer had to use the little supports room.
Oh. All right, well, we had a brief pause. Little supports room has been used for Oreo Murderer. We should be resuming here shortly in just a moment. But then once again, remember everyone, as Riot, a small indie company, does do, once the spectators pause has been resumed, we will, of course, have another pause as the game progresses forward and then lets us catch up. Maybe we won't, actually, because
I hope not.
I hope not, but I have a feeling it's coming. Sometimes I think it doesn't happen, and then it does, and I'm like, there it is. But so far, so good. So maybe I was wrong. But while we have some downtime, once again, as Rick Candy recalled, did he not buy items or something, or?
No, he recalled because he wanted to switch to sweeper.
Oh, okay, there it goes. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, why did I think that minions and stuff were up? I'm thinking so far ahead already. The pause got to me.
The only thing that I really want to call out here is that Mossy has decided to go for Summer Spellbook this game, which leads me to believe that she is looking to grab tank items this game, as there is a cheese in bot lane.
There is a cheese in bot lane. Karina, that karma damage. Mossy will get the red buff here. Start working towards. Just gonna sweep out any wards. Make sure that Goldfish, Gamma does not have any more awareness on her pathing, and will continue about her jungle ways. Meanwhile, Rare Candy also on the top side of the map here, and there it is already. The Aurelia and Tanar matchup. Hazem already with a 3 CS advantage. I know it's not much, but I'm just hyping it up, right? Because it's Aurelia and Tanar. You don't see Aurelia much.
Yeah, you don't really see Aurelia too much these days. Normally, she's picked for specific things like this, like where you have that counter matchup.
Oh my gosh.
Matt G just kind of eating the autos. That was a bit of a Matt G moment there, as both junglers on the opposite side of the map. So this is the first time in this series that both junglers kind of path away from each other, which adds an interesting dynamic of like, what will these junglers do early in this game? I do want to say Kaiser started off with the Cole, so really only looking to hit minions for the beginning of this game. Oreo Murderer using the Q against the minions.
Absolutely, indeed. As you know, I also wanted to point out, typically when we saw both junglers path the same direction, right? They also kind of sometimes ended up on the same ganking pathways, right? But this time, I thought originally Rick Candy, when he was on the red side in the Goldfish Gaming's jungle, he was going to look for a gank on Kaiser there, choosing not to though. Now looking at this top lane scuttle, Mossy was looking for a gank in the mid lane, will not do so and just get the bot lane scuttle, as we see Dirt and Oreo Murder once again having the pressure, having the tempo advantage in the spot lane here against Carino in 17. But we've seen how that has played out, as Matt G was locked into the stun there, but will be able to just hop out for a bit. Rare Candy's pillar does not connect. Matt G was already too far forward ahead. Will be able to get out at this time.
Yeah, Matt G barely making it past where that pillar would have knocked him back. It actually knocks him forward, so doesn't have to burn the flash, but Rare Candy making his way back up. And I don't think that Matt has the jump.
Does not have the jump at this time, but it is somewhat chunking out of it as the pillar misses again. Mossy pushes forward. Mossy working on to the kill towards Hazem there. Will not be able to get it as Matt G goes down. First blood given over to the Aurelia. Rare Candy will use the flash, trying to chunk Mossy out, who will be able to escape. She lives to fight another day at this time, but Matt G, I think maybe he should have left there instead of trying to greed for that kill.
Yeah, Matt G just barely not making it out of that situation, and does get punished for jumping back in. And that will just accelerate what is already going to be a pretty dominant early game champion in this Trundle, as well as giving some gold over to Hazem on the Aurelia.
Absolutely, but meanwhile, you see Kaiser there putting the damage onto OG Kush. Corky currently somewhat having the lead and tempo in the mid lane. Kaiser putting the pressure on OG Kush there. I thought he was going to recall, has opted not to. We'll let this wave come into him, as meanwhile Kaiser will just recall for the time being to buy some more items and of course replenish that HP and mana bar.
Yep, Kaiser opting to just back off of OG Kush not having any more mana, and also the wave has been completely reset. The thing is that since Mossy did not go for the Conqueror, there's not a lot of damage there whenever you go for something like the Spellbook. You do have options to go for as Spellbook Jarvan, which is more so this tanky build that I believe that she will go. But the thing is that you're going to be missing out on a bit of that early game damage. So you saw there was like no damage coming out from Jarvan once the full combo was used.
Absolutely, that Jarvan damage is not as much, not as critical, is not as aggressive, is not as high due to the Spellbook build this time. But that gives Mossy a lot more utility, and you know, a lot more creativity, we'll say, with the spells that we could see this Jarvan come out with. We could see a Smite Ignox Jarvan, Smite Clarity, Cleanse, you know, lots of options here. Goldfish working on this first Drake here though, the Ocean. Looks like they will get it uncontested. Rare Candy now making his way over, should hit the Scryer's Bloom and see that Goldfish is working on this Drake. They should not contest it, and they will not. Oh, hold that thought though. We see Rare Candy, or excuse me, we see Carino and 17 pathing forward, but we'll just retreat back to their lane for the time being now.
Yeah, Candy sees that the GFG gamers are just chilling on the dragon there. Got it down really low. Oreo Murderer gonna find some poke down in bot lane, but yes, good setup around the bot side. They got the bot wave pushed in so big. There was such a big wave there from the slow push that there was just zero chance that the bot lane of Gamma would have wanting to look to contest that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why lose all that farm, all that gold for a Drake that's already not even yours? You're not in priority for it at all. It's just better to give it over. It's only Drake #1, by the way, so it won't hurt you that much that you lose it. And you can just keep pressing forward here. And I swear the spectator is trolling us, because there's no way it can be another Ocean Drake spawning, as we see Kaiser flashing away from the Chaos Storm there of OG Kush. Meanwhile, 17 just getting the harass onto Oreo here. How many stacks does Draven have, actually? Let's do a stat check on the Draven currently. Looks like 166 stacks at this time, 167 now, and climbing. If I was Mossy, if I was Dirt, I would tell my jungler, bro, or hey, girl, bring yourself down here and let me cash out. I am huge right now, and I want this money.
Yeah, and as soon as Draven gets this shutdown, I mean, there's already plates being taken by Dirt at the moment. So Dirt has tons of gold just kind of chilling if he does get the Adoration stacks cashed in. So that is something that Dorado need to be aware of, is that this Draven is going to be really hungry for a fight. And if he does get it, you have to immediately burst him out. If he gets the Adoration stacks, it is not great for what should be a pretty easy or a pretty decent mid game already for the side of GFG.
Yeah, absolutely, as Hazem will get the stun on Matt G there once again. Matt G, though, holding his own in this top lane, albeit, you know, the CS is not in his favor here, but no other kills going over to Aurelia at this time. Honestly, I thought Hazem would be a lot more aggressive against Matt G, looking to punish him and kill him a lot more, but why kill the Gnar when you can just have a fatter wallet than him?
Yeah, you don't really need to kill Gnar to have him be hard countered because of just how the lane goes. But now Mossy looking around mid lane, and Kush has the flash available, but Mossy not quite finding the advantage yet. This is a slow push in at the moment.
Mossy will flash forward from OG Kush as well. Kaiser Uwu was not ready though. Chaos Storm will start to chunk out Mossy. Mossy ticking will get the emo, and they will be able to take down the mid laner for Gamma here. So 1 kill on the board now for Goldfish Gaming.
Yeah, Mossy opting to just flash forward, use the ultimate to burn Kush's flash immediately. That way, they're just able to completely combo out. Kaiser, although they did not look ready for that play, immediately goes to back it up, and they do get the kill onto Kush. Great play by GFG, and what a way to get your mid laner a kill.
Absolutely a good way to get your mid laner a kill. Meanwhile, Draven stack check once again, 224 at the time being.
Wait, Matt G.
And Matt G fighting in the top lane here. Aurelia's Vanguard Edge comes out. Possum will force Matt G's flash. There's the stun connects. Matt G though still able to live, kiting the Aurelia back. Oh, does get the procs there onto the Aurelia, who will have to retreat for the time being. Matt G playing that matchup there pretty well, and you know, you wouldn't be able to tell that was a counter pick in that fight there, just for a little bit.
Yeah, Matt G showing why the Gnar is such a clutch pick for him, and showing good proficiency even in this in this almost unplayable matchup. In the top side, he's looking really good on it, and you can only assume that he's going to have more priority even whenever the game goes for later fights. As the dragon is on the table, Mossy actually uses Hex Flash to get over the wall to sit inside of that river brush. Rare Candy is mid.
Rare Candy is mid at this time, as we see 17 pathing back towards his support, or his AD carry Carino there. Oreo Murderer in Dirt. Stack check on Dirt right now, 255. This is approaching, I damn near want to say, critical mass of how many stacks Draven can get before this cash. I'm starting to get nervous because you know, if that Draven dies with that many stacks, it's going to feel so bad. But at this time currently, Goldfish Gaming will get the Hextech Drake unchallenged, as Gamma once again did not opt to challenge for this Drake. Matt G has him though.
Ooh,
on a knife's edge. Oreo Murderer 17 find each other in the bot lane. The root did not connect. Dirt knocked up Carino with the exhaust. Dirt will retreat for the time being. Mossy is here though. Will they liqueur dive? The minion wave is too big. Goldfish Gaming are going to clear it out. Mossy will fake a retreat for the time being, but has stuck around. Rare Candy TP coming out from Mossy. Oh, that way she can get across the map as quickly as possible. Well played from the Goldfish Gaming jungler there. I thought that was Kaiser's TP for a second, but it actually was the jungler instead. I like it.
Yeah, Mossy playing that really well. Just backs up away from 17 so that 17 doesn't know exactly where that is.
Draven got it! Draven got it! Oh, how much? I don't even know how much gold he got, but he now is on 5,600. What an excellent kill from Dirt 212 there. But Shelly has been popped for Gamma in the top lane. Mossy will use the Cataclysm to lock in Hasm and deter Rare Candy from progressing forward. Mossy dashes forward a bit too much. Matt G gets the stun into the wall. Shelly goes down. Matt G fighting these Gamma champions in the top lane here, but just chunking out their health bars quite a bit will not dissuade them from charging forward and progressing onto his turret here.
Holy shit. Dirt 212 throws the axes. Nobody expected this. In this replay you see right down here, I mean, there's the poke going down. Dirt continuing to just walk forward, and Carino is extremely low in the side, in just underneath the turret here. So what happens is Dirt just sees him in position underneath this turret, decides, you know what, you're so low, let me just toss this, and immediately one-shots Carino off of the face of the earth. Carino wasn't expecting it, had flash, had the shift available, but just was not able to use it in time, and Dirt cashes in on a massive cash in, has items now in his pocket, or has tons of gold in his pocket, and also buys up the Essence Reaver.
Absolutely. And for anyone who may have forgot, Draven does also have that execute now on his ultimate there. So that definitely helped ensure the kill onto Carino there, giving Draven that cash out. Oh man, I'm so glad he got it because, like I said, it was starting to get scary for the Draven. And you know, at some point, either he's going to die or he's cashing out. And luckily, it was the latter.
Yeah, and what you've seen this game is that Hazem and Rare Candy have just, or Gamma in general, have just put all the eggs in the Hazem basket. They have continuously gone towards top lane to try to get him some advantages, and I don't blame them with him on this high variance champion such as Aurelia, as now he goes forward on a Magi, and Magi is low. Rare Candy up in the top side.
And does not have the Mega Gnar. Matt G is more than likely going to go down here. The dive on Matt G is successful. Hazem will live. And you just see Rare Candy whacking away onto the tower there. Actually, the kill went over to Rare Candy. Mossy is here. Was looking for some retribution cataclysm. But Mossy goes down. She got a bit too aggressive.
Oh, Kush.
Kaiser U and Oreo Murderer are able to take down OG Kush as well. So total 2 for 1 in favor of Gamma.
This is a scary Trundle, but the thing about Trundle is that he does have to approach, and the thing about Corki is that Corki is very good into champions that are low range and also have to approach him. With that poke build coming out, you still have the Draven, and Draven has 1,500 in the pocket, by the way. So he's almost to a third, or almost to a second item in this game already. And it's only 16 minutes.
Absolutely. Only 16 minutes on the score or on the timer here as Draven, Dirt212, and Kaiser, the carries, of course, as we expect for Goldfish Gaming, having that gold in their pockets so far. And you know, they're giving them more, they're funneling them as much as possible here, as you would expect, because these are the two champions that will definitely lead Goldfish Gaming to victory and try and force this game forward. I expect to see maximum protection around both of those champions for Goldfish Gaming. I expect to see them play towards those two champions there to ensure that they can get it done. Dirt, though, a little bit out of position, will flash away as the knockup from 17 comes through in the charm, and Gamma completely obliterate the bot lane of Goldfish Gaming. Did we caster curse them? Or did I caster curse them? Sorry. I believe Love Me is cutting out once again, so I will just continue until we get him back. Mossy finds Hazem in the river. Kaiser U is here to assist. Mossy will have to retreat for the time being. Kaiser uses the Valkyrie to dash away, but it is not enough. The damage cannot kill the Aurelia. Cataclysm from Mossy, who helps lock the Aurelia in. Matt G will be able to take down the kill. 17 now looking to approach Matt G and Mossy. Mossy on the retreat. She is running away. Matt G locked in the gravity well, will flash over the wall. Matt G lives a little bit longer.
I have seen very many a player fail that flash and was able to thankfully make it over. The fight started in the mid lane with Dirt going down, but then after that happened, there's a lot of action that went on around that area because the dragon was uncontested, so there was a lot of health bars still really high on Gamma, as we do have a pause coming.
We do have a pause for the time being. It seems there is some lag from both of our supports actually in the game here, so hopefully they can figure that out real quick, and you know, we can get back into game here at this time being. But for the time being, Love Me, how would you say the game's going? What are your thoughts on the current game state?
So currently in this game state, there's a lot of... Oh, actually, we're just immediately back into it. Oops.
Yep.
But
Awesome.
as far as how I feel about this game state at the moment is that Gamma obviously have a bit of control, but all of their gold is focused on their jungler. You can see there is a gold lead for Kaiser at the moment, as well as having a gold lead on Dirt212. So the gold's in the right places for the side of GFG. It just depends on how they're able to use it and if you can keep Hazem and Rare Candy from running team fights.
Absolutely, indeed. But keeping Hazem and Rare Candy from running these team fights, a harder job than done. I mean, Oreo Murder and Dirt have to ensure, particularly Dirt. I mean, and he did the best he could. I mean, you saw him do everything just about right. He flashed away, tried to put as much space between him and Gamma, but it still wasn't enough. So he's just gonna have to be that more mindful of his positioning and where he is on the map, especially when you don't see any of Gamma anywhere nearby. And I think we may have lost Love Me once again. So while he is figuring out those packet issues, I will just continue the march on my own till we get Loves Me Wonderful's voice back on cast here. So at this time, we do have the next Drake spawning here in about 3 minutes. It is a Mountain Soul. So currently, Dog Gamma, once again, it's the Hasm show in the top lane, working his way towards that tier 2 turret. We see the rest of Gamma here just farming up as much as they can in the mid lane. And of course, I mean, it's just a farm fest right now, to be quite honest with you. There's no major objectives on the board. Oreo Murderer might be caught out, though, as Hasm has found him. Will be able to just walk away with the speed up there and the E shield. So Oreo Murderer playing that, almost getting punished for just trying to clear out some vision.
Yeah, Oreo Murderer was in trouble there, but now we haven't engaged.
Mossy was charmed, knocked up as well. Carino, True Shot Barrage, will not be able to take down the jungler as the Chaos Storm and Kaiser find each other in the bot lane here. Kaiser being chunked out quite a bit, has stuck around to try and clear out these minions.
Baron started up.
And now Gamma is starting on the Baron here.
And I don't think that GFG know this quite yet. They do now know Dirt walking his way over, and Matt G has found 17. Will they be able to get here?
17. He will get some vision now on this Baron, but I don't know if Goldfish will be able to contest as the Draven ultimate comes out, barely does any damage, and Gamma get this Baron with just 3 members and scot-free.
Yeah, completely free Baron there. I don't think that they were expecting Gamma to immediately start that up. As soon as Mossy got chunked out, she had to back up and had to continuously had to actually back all the way back to her base. So they just immediately took advantage of that and decided, hey, we're just going to take this Baron straight underneath your nose, and Goldfish had no idea what was going on.
Okay, absolutely. Goldfish had no idea what was going on, and now they have to contend with this 21-minute Baron. Luckily for them, honestly, sometimes early Barons in this case feel more just like get more gold and try and put some more pressure on the map type Baron versus we're going to end the game Baron, right? So of course it still sucks that they got the Baron this early, but it is not a game-ending Baron just yet for the side of Goldfish Gaming, so the panic buttons have not been pressed just yet.
Yep, but the Rift Herald has been used, and there is a Baron buff still on these members of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Siege is on. Rare Candy finding himself a Mossy.
Mossy will be able to dash away. Surely, though, has been launched onto Tier 1 and Tier 2. We don't see Goldfish Gaming responding to this Baron at all just yet. In force, only Kaiser here. Mossy on a flank right now at the time being, looking for something as Gamma now work their way through the blue quadrant of Goldfish Gaming side. This Mountain Drake is spawning in 5 seconds here, and I will expect Gamma to completely have this Drake.
Oh, wait,
maybe
but Kaiser grabs the package, so there is a chance of contention. Matt G almost out of Mega at the moment. Hazem goes a little bit low.
Matt G is almost tired out from this Mega here. Kaiser and the rest of Goldfish looking for the flank. 17 marking where Kaiser and Dirt are currently. True Shot Barrage comes out, chunks out a little bit of Goldfish Gaming, but now that ultimate is down. 17 is looking for it, flashes forward. Really ultimate as well, and Kaiser is already down. Doesn't even get a chance to launch the package. Whirling Death does connect, but barely does any damage. Matt G is chunked out, and Gamma have nearly wiped out Goldfish Gaming. They want more. Carino flashes forward, trying to kill Oreo Murderer here. Hazem will dash forward. Carino flashes away. Dirt 212 retreating, recalling back to his base. Baron buff is still active for Gamma here as they're now working on this inhibitor turret.
Yep, and they're going to continue working on the inhibitor turret. Might even take the inhib with it. These last few fights have been going completely Gamma one-sided. The dragon has not been taken yet, but there's not a Corki package to have to worry about anymore. As Rare Candy going to start that Baron or that dragon all by his lonesome, and I think that's just going to be a secure dragon. He doesn't do it very fast because of the way the dragon works now, but it looks like Goldfish are just going to contest the top side.
Yeah, absolutely. Rare Candy working on that third Mountain Drake, or I'm sorry, second Mountain Drake by himself here. And wow, he's still working on it. Actually, Goldfish.
He's still working on it.
They might be able to. They might be.
He's got it.
Okay, yeah. All right, he's finally taking it down. Goldfish going to be able to steal it. But man, that took forever for Rare Candy to take that Drake down. Almost got punished for it. Goldfish now working their way toward this mid lane turret once again. Let's see how many stacks Draven has this time. 186 currently at the moment. So I feel like Draven needs another cash out here to try and get Goldfish back on the board.
Yeah, Goldfish need something to happen for them, and soon. Goldfish are getting, they're losing a bit of the control of this game. However, it's been the same case the entire series, where you have these leads on your solo laners, but it's just, or you have these leads on Dirt and Kaiser, but it almost feels like they're just not able to do anything because your team is getting caught out. If they're able to take a consistent team fight where Dirt and Kaiser can do their job, then maybe, just maybe, they're going to be able to find a way to keep this series alive, but it's going to take a hell of an effort.
Absolutely. And one thing I've noticed is the rage bar management from Matt G. He has not been able to get down effective Mega Nars into the side of Dog Gamma when these team fights or these team objectives occur. So we need to try and see Matt G manage that rage bar a bit more carefully, as Oreo Murderer has been caught out, charmed by 17, and the support for Goldfish Gaming will go down. True Shot Barrage goes wide, and Dog Gamma now looking to work on this bot lane tier 2 turret.
Let's see. I mean, there has to be a way. There is always a way in League of Legends. As we all know, we've all seen the solo queue games. This is comp, but there is still the same standard of there's always a way. And this might be it. Rare
That's
Candy.
the knock up into the wall due to Mossy's Cataclysm. Where Death comes, connects, but Carino and nobody dies on the side of Dorado Gamma, and they take two instead. Maggi and Mossy go down, and this is just turning into a very desperate situation for the side of Goldfish Gaming here. I don't know how they're gonna find their way back into this game here. Love me.
Yeah, desperation play coming out from Dorado Gamma there is now 17. Found out, was known to be there by Dirt, and I mean, you're looking at desperation from Goldfish. Goldfish are trying to make something happen, but it's just not there for them. And the thing is if you're trying to fight where Dirt is not able to put down the deeps and you don't have poke from Kaiser, you're going to continuously lose out on these fights. You need to make sure that Kaiser is in here, because if not, you're just going to auto lose. And that is something that Goldfish need to realize.
Absolutely something Goldfish need to realize, as Dog Gamma have just taken control of this game in such almost a devastating fashion. You know, every time Goldfish has looked to make a play, Gamma has been there to respond in force, and they always take their pound of flesh as well. You know, they're not letting you punish them without something in return here. As we now look and we see Goldfish Gaming here posturing around this Baron. Maggi will hop away once again. Need to manage that rage bar carefully here. You don't want to gnar out just yet, because you might need it in this ensuing Baron fight.
Yeah, and Hazem hasn't grouped up. They should know that this is being started. Maggi stacking up that Mega Gnar.
Maggi stacking. There it is.
Mega Gnar.
has now Mega Nard up here, starting to time out, and man, I feel like it's timing out.
It's
It's
so
tiring
tough,
out
man.
way quicker than what he was to build it up here. As there had a brief little lag there. Must have been another pause or something, but that we were unaware about.
It
and
is
now
so
Drop
tough.
Gamma, once again, working on the Baron, has him and Kaiser in the bot lane though, and Kaiser cannot handle this Aurelia by himself, and Hasm will just take this inhibitor for free. This is just turning into a very terrible situation. Dirt has been called out and will be killed. Kaiser Uwu doing the best he can, actually chucking out this Aurelia quite a bit. Vanguard's Edge does connect as the proc has been activated. Hasm will look for it, cannot find it as Kaiser flashes away. Kaiser now chunking out the Aurelia quite a bit. And Gamma, Carino is the one playing goalie against the Baron here. Kaiser uses the package there, starts to chunk out Hasm quite a bit. The stun connects and Hasm will be able to take down Kaiser. Quasi and Matt G are looking for something, but they cannot find anything. Oreo Murderer will go down as well. Matt G is the only one left alive, and Gamma are now teleporting into the base of Goldfish Gaming. Love me, this just might be game here.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Rare Candy going forward onto Matt G. Matt G just going to ultimately fall down. Carino picks that one up. Dirt is up to make the defense, but can the Draven do it? I have high doubts, but it could happen. The sun does come down. That's just going to be game. It's going to be an easy 3-0 for Dorado Gaming Gamma, and they're going to look to take their momentum into what should be winners finals next week against either Glaive, Bingus, or ID Eclipse.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Dorado Gaming Gamma for a great series, a damn near want to say dominating 3-0 series against Goldfish Gaming. As much as Goldfish did make it close quite a bit for the first two games, I would say it was somewhat close, but this game it wasn't, to be quite blunt, it just wasn't close. And Gamma with the Hasm theory, the Hasm play, they just in Hasm we trust. They allowed Hasm to get the advantage in the top lane against Matt G there, and they just played through that throughout the rest of the game, with the addition of Rare Candy with these magnificent jungle plays as well.
Yeah, and that is the thing about this team, is that they have multiple targets that they can go ahead, get ahead. And the problem with GFG this entire series is that they just weren't able to work around their carries. They were consistently taking fights that didn't involve their carries. They were putting themselves in bad situations, and hopefully they can look to fix that as they do go into losers or lower bracket, in the next weeks coming.
Absolutely, indeed. Absolutely. And, tough loss for Goldfish Gaming. But once again, their playoff lives are not over just yet. They still have the opportunity, as Love Me has just said and reiterated, to make a run in the lower bracket here. But as of right now, their upper bracket run has ended. Dog Gamma, actually, not winners finals just yet. There's one more round after this one, Love Me, before the winners finals. So, but they will be awaiting the winner of ID Eclipse versus Glaive Bingus here tonight to know who their next matchup will be. But in the meantime, we will cut to a short break as we prepare for an interview for the winner of Dog Gamma here. We'll find out here shortly who we will be interviewing. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it, because it's definitely going to be a fiery one. Welcome back, everyone. As we are here with one of our, Dorado Gaming Gamma members, the OG Kush, here for this interview after beating Goldfish Gaming 3-0. Mr. Kush, how do you feel after that victory?
I feel great. But I mean, it's kind of went just as expected. Um, I was expecting nothing less than a 3-0. Personally, I think we will 3-0 our way to the finals, which then at worst 3-1, I think. But I'm feeling confident. Our prep was super, super good. We completely read Mossy like a children's book in terms of what Mossy wanted to do in the early game and getting the team ahead. And draft prep was really great as well. I kind of everything went expected. So
Yeah, as expected, as is the normal Dorado way. Definitely taking the shots as they do come in.
I was
Now,
not expecting that, given your profile picture.
now, because as somebody that has been playing in Dorado for quite a while now, actually, you've been under the same banner as far as Gamma goes. Are you the most confident in this? Are you the most confident in this iteration of Gamma than you ever have been before?
100%. I think with this iteration of Gamma, we have the cleanest macro that we've had for all of Gamma's
Okay.
lifetime, and our team fighting is very good, and we're very good at identifying the manner in which we need to team fight and play the game. It's I think teams should be uber scared to play against us because we just kind of pick you apart and we find out what your weakness is and we exploit it super hard.
I guess you could say you analyze them and then chemically break them down, eh?
You could say that. I'm a bit of a scientist myself, one could say.
For those of you unaware, off air, I was asking Mr. Kush here what his profession was, and he is a grad student. Fifth year chem grad student, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did
Yes,
I say that
sir.
right?
Go
Yes.
Tar Heels. Yeah, Doctor the Ochikish. Not quite. Hopefully so. I'm just PhD candidate Ochikish currently. But
Oh, damn.
yeah.
Alrighty, but let's get back into the game here. So we'll start with game one. I mean, you all said you did a lot of draft prep and you read Mossy particularly like a book. Does um and I feel like that pretty showed in your draft. You obviously banned out the Talia, the Vladimir and Tristana, Hecarim and Jarvan as well. How did game one feel to you all? How did you all feel coming into this game with that game one? It went kind of back and forth until it didn't, and then you just accelerated from there. Was the plan always to get Hazem ahead?
Yeah, I mean I think with obviously with Camille being up, we were more than happy to take that early on.
Mhm.
Uh and has him smurfed on it as per usual. We had a couple slip ups in the early game. Basically our team was very good at playing at range, which is what we needed to do. And there were a few instances where we overstepped and went into a choke, went into their space, which was obviously not okay. But we just relied on um, the condition in which we needed to play the game and went pretty smoothly. Definitely some game one type jitters, which is pretty common, but everything went according to plan.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely according to plan, indeed.
Absolutely. And last question here for you, Kush. What
Last.
I've only got one more.
Oh,
Yeah. So my only real question for you now remaining is, um, obviously the thing with Dorado is that you guys have been fairly dominant as far as CCS goes. Do you think that you're going to meet your sister team in Dorado Omega in the grand finals of this tournament?
Yes, I do. I think it will be Dorado Omega. I got a hot date with Hypnotic Scruff and
and Joker.
and well, and Joker, but Scruff's in my lane, so we'll be holding hands and having a good time together. So looking
Mm.
forward looking forward to that potentially. But yeah, I mean, I think us and Dorado Omega are a cut above the other top tier teams like Omega Gaming,
Mhm.
Goldfish, Wave, ID Eclipse. I think all those teams are solid. But I think us two are, I guess, the S tier teams of the league.
Absolutely. And what's the record right now between you and Omega?
Dorado Omega.
Yeah, sorry, Dorado Omega. Yeah.
Well, we tend to not to leak scrim results here, but I'm feeling okay. We'll just say that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's move on to game 2 real quick, and then
Yeah,
game 3, so we can wrap up the interview here.
sure.
So, game 2, we saw Goldfish then respond by banning out literally all 3 champions that you had played in the first game there. What were your thoughts on them banning those champions? Did you think that you had gone to their heads, or
Mhm.
did you feel like those were very valid bans and then
Yeah,
wanted to adjust accordingly?
I think those were fine bans.
Mhm.
I think it's very common I think a very common trap that teams will fall into is that they will salty run back um, comps, and I think it's a fine strategy to just get a completely different look.
Mhm.
So I thought the bans were fine. Um, to be honest, I kind of expected a couple of those out the gate, but yeah, I mean, we knew that they would first pick Seraphine, and everything kind of fell into place after that. So
Mhm. Thoughts on on your matchup between you and Kaiser. Like, how did you feel coming into that matchup, knowing that
mhm,
Kaiser was touted as a really good mid laner in the CCS? I know this is your first season in the CCS, but
yep,
who was a previous All Star, or not? He
yeah,
was an All Star, and hailed as one of the best mid laners in the CCS. I think currently climbing. I think he's now. I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't know the op GG.
yeah. I'd heard that he hit D1 on one of his other accounts. I'm not sure if he's still there, but yeah. I mean, Kaiser is a very good player. His movement was good. His trading in lane was appropriate, and mechanics very solid. But I think I held my own pretty well against him in the lane. We were pretty
Mhm.
even, and had some um, good 1v1s. So
Yeah, absolutely. And now moving into the final game here, game 3. Um, you were piloting the Victor here and then of course the Corki, which is a boring matchup. So I want to talk about the Aurelia. So like,
yeah,
when you saw the Nart, was it immediately like Hazem immediately? Was it a team decision that said like, oh yeah, we should go Aurelia here? Hazem already knew like, oh yeah, Aurelia is what I want, or
yeah.
um,
I mean, I instantly suggested it, but we had one other thing in mind, and it was just kind of depending on where we were going to play
mhm,
on the map. But yeah, I mean, I think the Gnar blind pick is pretty disrespectful, given Hazem's broad champion pool. I think like you just stick Matt on Ornn duty and um, hope for the best. But yeah, I think it panned out well. We when we saw the Jarvan pick, we knew that Mossy was just going to do the classic, just I don't know, two camp, a lane
mhm.
type strategy that he's done the whole split. So we had good coverage of wanting to do that, and it was good. Yeah, that did not. He didn't. Did not. I don't know if it's he or she, but Mossy was unable to get any
She.
really good. Is she okay?
Mm.
Yeah, she was unable to get any good ganks off
Mhm.
really early on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely
Oh, go ahead.
neutralized. Rare Candy played extremely well throughout this series, and something that really does come up quite often with this Dorado Gaming Gamma team. Rare Candy, I feel, is one of the most slept on players and also one of the most disrespected players as far as the CCS plat goes,
100%.
how is it playing with Rare Candy? Because he seems much better than people make him out to be.
Rank Candy is just like this. It's such a pleasure playing with him. He's like the cornerstone of the team. He plays just a wide breadth of different champions and roles, which is super nice. You can play like very high resource or like no resource at all, but he's super chill. He's like does not tilt at all. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just a pleasure to playing with Candy. I think he has a very good case for himself to be the MVP of the regular season. I don't know
I
how the MVP voting goes for regular season playoffs and whatnot, but
I
the guy's a monster.
yeah. I don't know how we're doing MVP voting and stuff now. We might combine them. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, for
Flay
sure.
definitely knows. At Flay,
Yeah.
he'll
Flay.
at Flay for sure, and harass him about it because I'm sure there are quite a few people making their cases for the MVP All
Mm.
Star selections at this time. But Mr. Kush, Mr. OG Kush, thank you once again for your time and congrats on your win once again. You
Yes, sir.
do await the winner of ID Eclipse versus Glaive Bingus here. I think the score currently is 2-1 last time I checked. Or is it? Oh, it's still 1-1. Actually, no
It's
one's
1-1,
won game
okay.
3 yet. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Last question.
Yep.
Which team would you like to face? Or I'm sure I feel like for Dorado, y'all kind of don't care because once again, you and Dorado Omega, that is, you have obviously said you feel and know to yourselves that you're way better than these teams. So,
Mhm.
you don't really care which matchup you get, but I'm still gonna ask you anyway. Like, who
Yeah,
would you
that's a good
want to play?
question.
You know.
It's a tough one because I like playing against BKB. I've played him in the past,
Hmm.
and I know Bubster's had some choice words uh, for us, so it'd be nice to smack him down. But then again, it would be nice to play against Glaive again because it's always good for Hasm to play against his son on the Rift.
Who's that?
Panzora, yeah.
Ah.
It's always nice for Hasm to take his son for a little walk up the top lane.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh boy. Okay. Well, you heard it here first from Mr. Cush himself.
It's a win.
Uh,
It's a win-win situation either way. So
Absolutely, indeed. It is a win-win. So, Mr. OG Kush, we once again thank you for your time. Congrats on the win. I'm sure you and the team are gonna go celebrate for a bit, and then probably either hop in solo queue or flex, or go play Tarkov, as I've heard a
yeah,
lot of you in the Dorado organization like to do.
yes,
So
sir.
we'll go ahead and let you rest for the night, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Actually, enjoy your bye.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Great job casting, and we'll see y'all later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And for our viewers at home, thank you all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere, though. There is a raid coming up. We will be taking you to CCS 2, where we see if Dorado New can take take the advantage back against TA Sentinels, who are currently up 2-1. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. We will be heading over there shortly. But in the meantime, stay safe, be dangerous, and have a good one on the Rift. Good night, and see you next time.